Welcome, everybody, to session 14 of Curse of Strahd. Welcome, everybody. I really appreciate it. I'm DB Fig. Welcome to the channel. We've been running this Curse of Strahd Plus session for a while now. It looks like we're going in for the distance, which is great, and with your guys' support, love it. Please remember, if you want to know everyone who's playing, you'll see their names and stuff on the whole front screen right now. But also, make sure to type in exclamation point DnD and exclamation point DB into chat, and you'll get links to my YouTube channel. So if you like video game news and commentary, that's DB. If you want to check out One Shot Tavern, which is my D&D channel, just type in exclamation point D&D. But other than that, let's start introducing everybody. I'll start first. I go again by DB Fig. I play the very grumpy feral tiefling named Kelma Den. Next up, it'll be Chi.
Hello, I am the always grumpy madman Nemo Rayburn. I am an old bastard, and I'm a blood hunter.
I am Mountain Troll Chief. I'm the DM of this wonderful melody of madness we have going on here.
I'm Nim. I play your charming Dampier rogue.
I'm over to take. I'll be playing Gaynor, your angsty teen warlock. Not a mage.
No magic. Oh, shoot.
Yes,
All right.
yes. But, all right. So we're going to get started, guys. Sit back, relax, enjoy. We're not going to relax. We're literally in panic mode right now. So hopefully
I'm going to die.
We're all going to die, pretty much. All right, guys. Enjoy as we once enter the Curse of Strahd.
All righty. Welcome back to the Curse of Strahd. Let's do a quick session recap. Last session, the party finished off their quest and task at the orphanage, trying to figure out who took the bones of St. Andrew from St. Andrew's church. They found out that it was a boy named Milivaj who was under a curse from a demon. They interrogated him. He was quick to point the finger at the coffin maker, Henrik van der Voot, I believe his name was. Henrik van der Voot, yes. The party then went to Henrik's coffin shop. Before that, they stumbled through town a little bit. They saw Rictavio outside the Blue Water Inn being a little bit shady. Kelma kind of followed him. Didn't do much investigation, but he looked around a little bit to see if Rictavio was being on the up and up. The party then passed the toymaker Blinsky's shop and decided to stop in there for a stroll. The group met Blinsky. He's a very jovial, happy, but a bit dumb man who makes dolls, toys, and things of all garish oddity. He had a pet monkey. Gaynor went to pet the pet monkey and started talking to it telepathically. And then, in a fit of brilliance, decided to buy the collar off of the monkey and give it to Trovik's cat. So now the party can potentially speak with Trovik's cat, who is very not happy to have voices in its head. The party then went to Henrik's coffin maker shop, or well, the coffin shop, Henrik's coffin shop, and then burst their way through the door, intimidated Henrik into disclosing where the bones of St. Andrew were. They were in a box upstairs. Half the party stayed downstairs, the other half went upstairs. And without doing too much investigation into these boxes, Brandon walked over to a box in the center of the room, lifted up the lid to potentially find the bones of St. Andrew, and out popped a very angry vampire spawn. Before the party could react, a number more popped out of boxes, and Osgood used his turn undead feature to try and get some of the vampire spawn off of the group. This turned out to result in the vampire spawn breaking down the wall at the far end of the building and a few of them escaping out into the city. Trovik had to light a torch to be able to see upstairs, and then he jumped out of the window onto the roof to chase one more remaining vampire spawn and kill them. But he kind of dropped his torch in the middle of this coffin maker's attic that's covered in piles of bundles of dried wood and varnished wood. And we stopped our session as Osgood has jumped out the window attempting to chase a vampire spawn through the streets. And the last thing that he saw before we ended was a vampire spawn clawing out the throat of a town's guard and stabbing another one in the chest with their claws. And that's where we're going to pick the session up at. So, the remainder of you who are in the coffin maker's shop, which would be Trovik on top, Kelma standing right beside this torch that's now burning up this pile of lumber, and Gaynor downstairs with Branwyn sitting on a crate. What are you all doing?
Well, for me, since I'm closest by the window and I see that torch on the ground, because I'm assuming because it's been so fast, nothing has really set ablaze yet. It's just there.
The torch has fallen. It did start to catch some of this lumber on fire.
Okay.
I don't have a good fire animation, but I would say, I mean, I do, but I don't.
Yeah.
Let's do this, shall we?
Just duplicate all the torches to show other crates that have been affected.
Yeah.
God.
Start covering the entire place in torches.
I
Sure.
would say there. Wow.
Okay.
So yeah, it's starting to spread.
Yeah, I immediately just scream out fire. Yes. I guess I got the right answer there. I immediately scream out fire. I grab the torch and in like one motion, because I'm just using my movement, using my bonus action to grab the torch. I'm going to jump out the window, use my action to kind of roll because I'm a monk and I could do that.
Okay, so you pick up the torch. The wood panels below it are still kind of lighting and catching on fire. You were able to get it up pretty quickly, but the rest of it is kind of catching. It is varnished wood. It is dried wood. It is catching somewhat quickly. As you roll out the window, I need you to make an acrobatics check for me.
Sure.
To see if you can somehow not land on Osgood, who's prone on the ground below you where you rolled out.
And
Osgood, make a
an
acrobatics check for me as well.
Oh no! I have a +2, that's alright.
Oh.
Hey! I just fucking action roll out of the way.
Yeah, that works. So you manage to slightly roll out of the way as you see Kelma like dropping down on top of you in a barrel roll function with this torch in his hand.
Hardcore.
Kelma, you're now outside of the window. Osgood, you're still on the ground. The vampire spawn is off the map. Branwyn, you are sitting there on a box, and now you see this pile of sticks in the corner has suddenly started to catch flame.
Hang on, it's got even bigger?
It's got even bigger. The entire attic is beginning to catch.
Right, no. Cool. Everyone out.
Irina, seeing you, is also going to dash down the stairs, getting to the base level. I will move you
5,
to a base
10,
level.
15, 20,
Yeah.
25, 30, 35, 40, 45. I have like all the movement.
Yeah, you do. Gaynor, as you see Irina and Branwyn kind of dash down the staircase, are you standing in the way? What are you doing?
I was gonna
Nobody's
head up.
told you anything
I
about
am
what's going
calling
on upstairs.
fire.
Oh, she's
Yeah,
calling.
and I yelled fire when I picked up the torch.
Okay. Then you've heard these screams of fire throughout the building.
I'm running out the door to help them, and I'm yelling, "We got to get the old man out."
Okay.
25. Okay. I still
I'm gonna make
technically
a
have another
perception.
30 feet of movement, so.
Question.
Yes,
So
Nancy.
I have a question.
Yes.
So seeing how upstairs was more like we went up the stairs over here, right?
Yeah.
So like, would the fire be like
Fire's here.
on the first floor? Oh, over here. Okay. Do I see the vampire within range of me, or like how far can I see it?
I will transfer you to a map where you can see it. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
So
I'd probably have been running
Branwyn,
at this point.
you and Irina, I'm gonna need y'all to make strength checks to try and lift this man up. He's still unconscious.
We knocked a guy out, burned his house to the ground, and let loose vampires spawn upon the city.
Hey.
Branwyn with somewhat superhuman strength and Irina assisting her kind of lift this heavy-set man up and begin to drag him past the coffins, presumably being able to get out within the next turn or so. I'm going to move the map, so give me 1 second.
Can I look around for the kitty?
Make a perception check.
Oh, God. We're about to get a John Wick on our hands.
Oh, no.
Don't want a really mad minotaur.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that'd be bad.
Perception 15. You notice that the cat is sitting on top of one of the coffins, just kind of like twisting its head sideways and looking at you all as you pick up this old man.
I'm just gonna kind of like, as a dragon. I know.
Okay. I'm gonna switch maps real quick, so bear with me. Okay, so
Oh, God.
there we go.
Oh, God.
Sorry, layer. Token layer.
Oh.
There we go. Okay, so
There's so much this could go wrong, though.
I apologize. I should have been better prepared. So as Gaynor, you step out of the building at the front door. You notice down here is the vampire spawn that is just clawed out the throat of one town's guard and has messed with the other one. And I am going to do this.
I reckon I'd probably be like a decent ways ahead by this point since I chased it the next round.
You were on the ground when you shot at it, right?
Oh, no, I thought I had run after it.
Oh no, but didn't you roll? Well, you ran after it, but didn't you fall? Is that what?
Yeah.
And
We kind of. It looks like we reround time just a little bit here because he jumped out the window, which sort of changed events.
I mean, that was all
rolled out
within
of the
6
way.
seconds. So, like,
Yeah. Okay.
No, that's
okay.
right, because you used your movement to get up. I apologize. So you would have been right there.
Yeah.
Would have been half your movement to get up, and then that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because
I was
then I
gonna say,
wouldn't have to
right.
worry about jumping on you. Then I would have just jumped out the window.
Yeah.
You're right. My fault. My bad.
I was just rolling with
as
it.
the girls are inside the house with Henrik and the cat. Gaynor, you step out the door. As you see, this vampire spawn has done all of the cutty throaty stuff.
Cutty throaty stuff. Hell yeah.
By the way, the other music is playing alongside the battle music.
Yeah, I just changed it.
Oh, okay.
All right, I guess it's initiative, eh?
I believe we're still in initiative.
Yeah, we never stopped, but
Oh,
we're
yeah.
all just not there anymore.
Yeah.
I just put it there. Should be there now.
Yeah.
So I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
I see the turn order, but
Yeah,
it's blank.
Correct. Yeah, I see a blank turn order.
Definitely blank.
Just write down the turn order, and then
Yeah, I've got it,
reapply it.
okay.
Yeah.
Sketching it in pencil.
It was Osgood brand when I ran
Take a
out.
permanent marker to your
Bad
monitor and just
Sharpie.
write it in.
Yeah.
If fix
Alright.
anything with Sharpies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Even metadimensional problem.
Oh no, what the hell? Sorry. This show's off to a wonderful start, guys.
Sonic
I mean, it is for me.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
hell
it's like,
Brandon's got a great fucking amount.
yeah. When it comes to picking people up, when Brand's perfect. Now
Yeah,
just
apparently.
just kill somebody.
Alright, the turn order's in the right order now. I just don't have the numbers there. But
Sure.
that
Oh, yeah.
corresponds when I copied it, so.
Hey.
Wait,
Brandon
No,
first.
wasn't it Osgood then me?
I had
I
you
think
down lower.
I thought it was me, then Kalma, then a vampire spawn, then Irina, then
Yeah.
Branwyn, then vampire spawn.
Alright.
Yeah.
So,
Right?
scratch this. Roll your initiatives. I'm done with
Yeah,
that.
okay. Just do that.
We'll call it a different combat scene, even though I had it right.
Probably a bit easier.
I'm an idiot.
I did not click on my token.
I'm an idiot.
Whoa, my dice
Gee,
just
you're getting
flipped
pretty
out.
sticky.
Oh, okay. That's appreciated.
Okay. Sorry. And then initiative for Trovic.
I love how mine and Gaynor's initiative are the same exact number, and I'm +4. He was +3.
Jesus Christ, you both nearly
I have an
fucking
11.
matched
I
up.
have a +7 initiative. My
Jeez.
luck has already run out.
Okay.
I mean,
so,
18 ain't bad.
Yeah, no, I would say.
MTC, I'm an idiot, and I
Would
didn't
you-
click my character.
What'd you do first? Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Thank you.
Alright, so. Now that we're in a proper turn order, Osgood, you see this thing running down the street. It has killed this guard and is well on its way to do so to the next guard. You hear the screams and cries of people out in the city as a few commoners see what's going on. What are you doing?
I have a minor mental breakdown for about half a second, and then I'm like, Kalma, follow quickly. Everybody else, get out of the fucking way. How fucking far is this thing from me?
Measurements are accurate, so.
I can get up to about there. So, right about here, I think. I think that's probably about 25 feet. From there, I'm going to take a much closer shot at it with a pistol. And I have no idea if this is going to hit. 13?
I believe that misses. Double check stats real
Oh.
quick. Oh, statistics. There we go. Yeah, that is going to miss.
He's sort of...
Pull and shoot and just shatters into the cart that's right beside the vampire spawn that's clutching the guard in his grip.
He glances at the other guard. He's like, "Oh, sorry." And then he sort of like looks flustered. He's like, "Somebody with a sword, please." Skipping
Should you
turn.
try and fix your mic, my guy? Just
Oh, yeah.
disconnect, reconnect.
Yeah, your
Oh, yeah,
mic's real
okay.
staticky right now.
All right, I'll do that.
As he shoots and does that. Okay.
Is that any better?
Yeah, a lot better.
Yeah, much. Okay. Are you doing anything else on your turn, guy?
No.
Okay. As this happens, my vampire spawn friend over here is going to miss with their
Christ.
claws.
Is Turn Undead still going?
Hit with it. Turn Undead is still going. I apologize. You're right.
Mm.
Scratch those.
Mm-hmm.
It is going
I
to...
forgot about that.
I'm gonna
Because that's
remind you about that.
that's the one that wanted to run away the most.
Mm-hmm.
You are reminding me about that, and you probably will regret it, but you're right.
It'd probably go this way.
It can run any way it wants to. It just can't run closer to you. So,
Right.
it is going to drop the guard, run by. Guard will try and opportunity attack it. Guard will not opportunity attack it. With
God
a broken
damn it.
spear that got broken last session. That's 30. That's 60.
Holy shit. That's a fast movement speed.
Yeah.
That's dash. He has to
God help
dash.
me.
And that is...
I guess I'm probably gonna dash after it next turn.
That is bonus action to dash and begin to climb this building. It will just
Ugh.
about get to the top of it.
Oh. Okay.
Brandon, what are you doing?
I'm
Thank
dragging
you.
the unconscious guy and calling a cat.
Okay, so you all get out of the building with the unconscious guy based on your strength, and you happen to persuade a tiny kitty cat to follow you.
Tuna.
As you and Irina kind of set the
Hello.
body down, I'd say you probably have about 10 feet of movement left, and then your action. Or 10 feet in your bonus action, I'll say. Yes, you
Okay.
dragged a body. But you're now outside of the burning building.
Don't pursue this thing. What's the range on that? Can I see it? No.
At that
no, it's a
point,
corner of a building.
yeah, there's a corner of a building in the way. Like you saw it dash around the corner, but
Oh, I couldn't shoot it anyway because I don't have an action. I've got a bonus action. So that's 10. I can technically take as a rogue my bonus action to dash. This is stupid as fuck. 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm just gonna come here and see what's going on. 30.
so
Nice.
from there, you can just barely see this vampire spawn as it's climbing up to the top of this building, almost like latched onto the wall and just kind of like, almost like the girl from The Ring, just kind of like crawling up this wall in this creepy fashion.
Fun.
Alright, that's at the end of your turn.
That's everything I've got. Yeah.
Gotcha. Next we have Trovic, who smells fire and is going to make an athletics check jumping off of the building. What is he? Athletics. Not bad.
Oh
He's gonna
no.
jump off of the building.
Oh.
He is still raging. Not for long, because he's not going to get jumped out of it, but
Very
5,
angry
10,
golden popper.
15, 20, 25, 30. I think his movement's further than that. No, it's 30. Okay. So it's a jump off would take
Angriest parkour
half his movement, so he gets to
practitioner.
about there. He's going to bonus action dash. 'Cause that's what I'm going to do with Trovic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's going to get to about there. And that's the end of Trovic's turn. Kelma.
Okay. Kalma, seeing how fast that thing moved, he takes a deep breath, and then he immediately dashes with his action. So that will bring him here, so right past the cart.
Mm-hmm.
And as I run past the guard, I just scream, "Fire behind you! Get friends!" And
Oh god.
and then I use Step of the Wind as my bonus action. Let me to go another 40. Let's see here. That will put me just right here, basically right below vampire spawn.
Yeah, and I say the building's probably about 10-15 feet high, so...
Yeah, and I also get, during Step of the Wind, I also get double my jump.
Interesting.
Is he going to do a long jump or a high jump?
Kind of like a...
Because there are rules for that.
Well, oh yeah.
Okay,
It just says
make an acrobatics check for me.
Just, I guess, to run up the, like...
Yeah, we'll call it like a running leap. Let's say... Make an acrobatics check for me to see if you can...
Sure.
Craftily enough get to where you're trying to get to.
No.
No.
So you run, you try and leap and jump. You kind of get like about halfway up the wall with your footing, and then it kind of slides back down, but you are at the bottom of staring up at this vampire spawn that's now just barely climbed onto the top of this roof.
Yeah, and
You almost like reached out to like grab it and try and pull it back down, but it just like escaped your grip by just an inch.
Yeah, then I'm just screaming, like roaring this entire time. Like, so if anyone's near me, they're just seeing a freaking freaked out tiefling.
Okay. Not getting happy about this.
Gaynor, what are you doing?
Alright. One second, I'm sorry.
You're good.
I've lost track of something. Alright, so I'm up here. She is... Where did she go to? The vampire spawn. Down there? My goodness.
Her roof.
She ran some ridiculous far.
Yeah.
Let's see, I have movement speed of 30.
Townsfolk teleports 60 feet and then disappears.
We got the old man out of the house. Kalma's gonna kill himself. Should crawl onto the roof?
Oh no, I'm not on the roof.
Now.
I'm not on the roof yet.
Kalma's below the roof. He tried to climb up the wall and just missed grabbing the vampire spawn by the leg. The vampire spawn's now on the roof.
I apologize. Alright, I guess I moved 30. I could use my dash action, I suppose. I could use my dash as an action, right? So that's 60 feet?
Yep, 60 feet.
Yeah, so I run up 60 feet.
60 foot.
Schwablap.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Irina's staying with Henrik, making sure the old man's alive. She's going to continue to try and drag him away from this building, which is starting to catch. The guard that's alive is going to kind of run this way. And he's going to get there, and then he would dash with his action. And you all start to hear the clanging of a bell, just like loudly ringing from the distance. Osgood, you're the one closest to the sound of the bell, and it seems to be coming from where the guard ran off to. And it's just this loud, massive, like...
Do I know what this means? I'm pretty sure this would be like a... Out of character, I'm pretty sure this would be like a called arms, but would I know about that in character?
In character, you would know that there are certain brass bells set around the city to summon the guard when necessary.
Okay, yep.
So,
cool.
Yes, you would gather that that's probably what that guard was going to do. As he
A
kind of
muttered
dropped
sigh of
his friend
relief on
and
my
bloody body, and he just ran. Commoner's turn. These guys are running that way. These guys are scared this way. These guys didn't see what happened because of course not. And these who heard Kelma screaming are running this way. This little boy ends up tripping and falling down on the ground.
Oh no.
That is the end of all that's turn. Osgood, you're back up.
Alright, well, it seems to be dashing away from me. So I don't really want to run too close in the event that it immediately dashes off the roof and starts attacking more people. So I'm going to move over towards where Branwyn is. Gonna sort of glance at her. I'm going to say, hopefully you can back me up if I fuck this up. And I'm going to basically aim at the vampire spawn and cast Sacred Flame. A 60-foot spell.
60 foot.
C13 dex save, please.
Yep, I got you. Ooh.
HE,
Yeah.
try doing the thing with your mic again when you're. This
Oh,
got
yeah,
stack,
okay.
got stack again.
Started to break out again.
God,
You said
Yeah,
Dex
what the heck
13?
is happening here?
It was a Dex 25. Made its Dex save. The Dex save was 25.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, wow. Okay, never mind.
Alright, is that the end of your turn, big guy?
Yep.
Alright. The vampire spawn. Let's see what the vampire spawn does. Yep. It's going to turn around and look down at you, Kelma. As now it's not under the imposition of a turn spell. And it is going to jump down and make 2 claw attacks at you. Maybe. It's 19 to hit for 9 slashing.
Yeah.
And an 11 to hit.
Miss.
Okay, so I'll say it jumps down to right here, clawing at you. As like, this thing is deranged. Like you can see the red in its eyes as the claws just like gash down towards you. It's almost attacking in a frenzy. It's not even fully conscious of itself at this point, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just berserker.
Right, it's just doing like feral instinct tactics to survive type thing. That is the end of its turn. Brandon, what are you doing?
I'm gonna come here. Oh, this is stupid because it's not gonna. Okay, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna have to shoot at it because I'm not getting closer to that thing.
Oh no.
Roll.
That is gonna miss.
Cool.
As you're trying not to hit Kelma and you overshoot. The
That's
bolt
all I
just
got.
goes wide. It's the end of your turn. Oh my goodness. We are back to Trovic, who has now lost his rage. Yeah, so that's 30, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Yes, I got back up.
30. But that is his action and his movement. Does he have War General still? I think he has a few uses left. He's going to use his War General feat to attempt to attack for 8 slashing damage.
Nice.
Strikes true. Very nice. Okay. That's the end of Trovic's turn. Kelma, your Minotaur friend has just backed you up. You're now face to face with this vampire spawn who is trying to eat your life. What do you do?
I use my because a potion is we decided it's going to be a bonus action, right?
Yes, a potion is a bonus action.
So I immediately chug my regular actual potion.
Your actual potion. Okay.
Yeah, and my question mark potion.
Right. Okay. So you gain a flat 10 health back as you chug this potion.
And then I immediately, after chugging it, I take my quarterstaff with 2 hands, and then I immediately start swinging for his head.
Wappity
Whappity whap.
What the? Oh, okay. That's interesting. It's a weird way it reads.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
That didn't roll damage.
Oh,
It did.
hold on. That's weird. Right. Yes. Whoa.
There we go.
Huh. I'll go
There it
with
goes.
the roll. So the 14 would miss. based on the roll that it was, right?
Wonder why I did that.
That's strange.
Yeah.
We've been having Roll20 D&D Beyond issues from last week, so it happens.
Yeah.
But that is going to miss as you swing through two-handed, and the vampire spawn just kind of like ducks out of the way of your quarterstaff. You actually almost hit Trovic, but he also just like dodges it.
Gotcha. I swing again.
Swing again.
It did it again. What's going on?
Where are you clicking?
I'm clicking what I clicked before on my quarterstaff. Like we're no.
Are you clicking
my hit dice / DC on D&D Beyond?
Yeah. Okay, so that is only going to roll the hit.
Interesting. That's why I used to click.
Yeah, you gotta click with the symbol.
Oh, let me click the symbol. Symbol does that.
What the hell?
Oh, see, but if I go open up my quarterstaff menu, right, and then click.
Yeah.
Okay,
beyond.
so here's how you do. So what I just did was I clicked on the word quarterstaff that's on this Roll20.
Yeah.
So it rolled the hit, and then you had to click the word quarterstaff that's highlighted in pink to get your damage. That's weird. We're gonna have to look at that and figure that out. But
Well,
Yeah,
here's another thing. If you bring up the side panel, like when you click on the quarterstaff name, it brings up that side panel. If you click the D&D Beyond 20 thing up there,
Yeah.
Then-
That's how I always roll.
then I get that.
That's
Yeah.
strange that it would do it like that though now. It's something with the UI, they messed it up.
Update.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Yeah.
In combat, that is 6 bludgeoning damage as you would have hit.
Yeah, I would have hit him with that
Two-hand.
first thing.
Yeah, because the 18 was the first roll, 6 would have
Yeah.
been the damage based on what I clicked and rolled. So we'll go with that. Okay, so 6 bludgeoning damage to Vampire Spawny.
Yep.
Okay.
And,
you have a
that's it.
quarterstaff, so that hits true. Okay, cool. Gaynor.
Okay, so I'm gonna move up. What? Okay, I'm gonna move up 30 feet, which is right here,
Yep, that gives you range.
and then I'm gonna cast Lightning Lure. She needs to make a DC Strength saving throw of 13.
Saving throw of 13. It's a strength save.
Strength, yep.
Natural 20.
Jesus.
For a total of 23.
Is
That's my turn.
Okay. Irina's still taking care of Henrik. The guard at this point has been ringing the bell profusely. Let me... Okay. So, you all are kind of in combat. You wouldn't really hear this, but there is a shuffling of guards. They seem to be coming from the northern direction on this map. You all are in combat. You wouldn't see it. Osgood, you might see it just out of the corner of your eye that guards have kind of showed up in this direction as the other guard is continuously just flailing this bell back and forth. The commoners begin to run towards the interior of buildings in this area. They do that. These are now running away. This woman has gone back to pick up the kid, and they got this far away. This one's gone. Boop. And
All right.
I believe we were on Osgood's turn. You had just seen the guards coming into town square or into this road from a distance. What are you doing, guy?
All right. I'm gonna probably move, let's say, 30 feet away. I'm probably going over to where Spare Brandon is again, so that this way it can't move towards us. I'm gonna do another Sacred Flame as well.
Okay. So dexterity save, right?
Same deal, dexterity save.
Yep. I got you. Oh no. I need to select a token. That would be on me. Good job, me. Saving throws. That is a dex save of 12.
That is a fail. Everybody now has advantage on all attack rolls versus the opponent for the next
Is it
round.
the first attack roll or is it all attack rolls?
I think it's all attack rolls. I will check though.
Sacred Flame?
I think that's Guiding Bolt.
Yeah.
Guiding bolt, my bad. Fuck.
The target just doesn't gain any benefits from cover or
There's
from
no
saving
benefit from
throws.
cover. Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah, sorry,
Yep,
that's my bad.
So it just burns with 1d8
Yep.
radiant damage. Okay. Cool. So it takes the damage, which was 8. That was a good roll. So 8 radiant damage. Okay. As the sacred flame kind of like erupts around this creature, and you see it, the closer ones of you to it, it looks like it's losing some of its properties, without giving away too much. It looks like it's not regenerating itself over the course of the battle. It is now the vampire spawn's turn. It is a rock and a hard place here. Yeah, it's gonna try to claw out towards Kelma once again. It's a miss.
Yep.
In its anger and frustration, it's going to reach towards Trovik. It's 5 slashing damage. Oh. Sorry. Slashes out towards Trovik. That is, sorry, 5 points of slashing damage to him. Minus 5. Oh, there we go. Okay. And it is going to... It doesn't like its odds. It is going to try and use its movement to climb the wall once again. Both of you, Trovik and Kelma, will get opportunity attacks. Or an opportunity attack, I should say.
Okay.
It's 8 slashing damage. That's going to take that.
And then I take my quarterstaff and swap.
It's just one attack. 13. That's going to miss.
Doo-doo.
And it is going to then climb up onto the roof and dash over onto the other side of the roof, just past the crest and somewhat out of visual range. That is the end of its turn. Branwen?
Cool. No, I don't want to move. I want to measure. That's what I want. It's still gonna be out of range. I can't see it from anywhere. That's fun.
Just shove me out of the way.
No, because of the way the roofs are.
Yeah.
It's technically in a groove between two peaks right now.
Yeah.
So,
oh
Christ!
Christ!
On the far side of the roof.
Yeah.
Technically, none of you can see it right now. It's just you heard it scatter across the roof.
Well, no, I would have seen it climb.
You would have seen it climb and go,
And
but
go
then
across.
it ducked over to the other side, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to see, because even if I moved,
You
I wouldn't
got a
be able to
visual
see
angle
it.
on
Shoot. What would I do? What would I do?
What would you do?
I guess I'm just gonna call out, are we chasing this?
These are good questions. I guess that's a group question. Are you chasing this?
Good question.
Like, like if you could see, if you see Kelma, he's basically as feral as the vampire at the moment.
Oh my God, okay.
So there's really no question of chasing right now. He's seen blood.
Okay. Trovik is gonna run around the building as well, down to this side. Are you doing anything else, Brandon? You didn't really get much responses.
She's not chasing. She's going the other way.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my movement to get back to Irina and make sure she's okay.
Okay. As you kind of round the corner and get back to Irina, who's like trying to drag an unconscious Heinrich from this edge of this building. You look up and you see that the entirety of this structure, the second floor, is now just caught ablaze. And it is just torching this building as the heat and the flames burn, and you feel it as you get within 10 feet of it, and you're just now trying to, like, Irina kind of looks at you and like, do you mind helping me get him over there? And she kind of like nudges toward this side of the street.
Technically, even if I move there, I still have an action to start dragging him.
Okay. So with Irina's help, you kind of begin to pick up Heinrich's legs as she's got his like upper body and just kind of like begin to shuffle him across the road down towards the other side away from this fire. I'll say you'll get to about there-ish. Actually, no, you probably get about, based on movement and joint help and all this other stuff, I'd say you get to about there. Okay. Trovik ran around the building. He's going to run down here and, in a very un-Trovik-like thing, just going to kind of like scream at these people to run and hide as he gets to about here. And he's actually got visual on the vampire spawn. But he doesn't have, unless he's got, does Trovik have? He does. Trovik, in a fit of brilliance, is going to pull a javelin off of his back and attempt to throw it at this spawn thing. Yep, he's got the range. So that's a javelin.
Trovik.
As he throws the spawn, or the javelin into the spawn, doing less damage than normal. But he does hit. And you hear this creature from the other side of the roof, Kelma and Gaynor, just like squeal out in pain. You still hear the shingles and the tiles of the roof like sliding and slatting as it seems to be descending the other side of the roof. That's the end of Trovik's turn. Kelma, what are you doing?
I immediately run up the side of the roof, and I go right in his face.
Yep, I would say you can get there.
Yep.
And as you like crest the roof and slide down onto the other side, you see this creature just like struggling to grasp itself on these roof tiles.
And I just kind of have like at this point my eyes are just blaring red, and I have like this dark smile across my face. I immediately pull out my quarterstaff and just swing for the fences. It's a very unmonk-like swing.
It's a baseball swing. Yeah.
He goes full fighter.
That is a miss. You need to get your Zen back, Kelma.
Yeah, I know. Swing again, two-handed. Yes.
That hits. As you swing the first time, and you miss because your footing is unsure, and you kind of like swing back lower the second time, you connect with the side of the vampire spawn's face, dealing 11 bludgeoning damage. Very nice.
And I just blur out like die, and then I immediately use a key point and I do flurry of blows.
Okay. So
and
pop.
Little pop.
That hits. And because of your wraps, they are magic-y.
Yep.
Do you have another pop?
Oh, damn.
That also hits. As in a fit of rage, Kelma just beats the crap out of this creature. It is hurt. It is struggling to keep its balance. It is still alive. As you do all of these things and whap it and then punch again. It's not having a great day.
Yeah.
But
And
it is still standing. You do anything else?
That's basically everything.
Gaynor.
Question: if I want to get on top of the roof, are you gonna make me make an acrobatics check?
10-foot roof. No, because your movement speed climbing would take up half your movement speed. So I'd say you can make it up there without a check.
Would I be able to hit the creature from that point, from 15 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would say because it would take 5 to move forward. It would take another 15 to get up the wall.
Right. So I have 10 more, so I'd be here.
Yeah.
And you're saying I could see the creature from there, right?
Yeah, I would say based on where Kelma's standing and swinging it, you can just see like the head of the creature over the wall. Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Not the wall, but you know what I mean, like the roof crest. Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast 2 times at it.
Okay.
Here's the first one.
Make your rolls. That
15.
hits. That just hits.
And oh, I'm sorry, 21. Jesus. Just didn't load.
Okay.
So in that case, so those hit, and it's pushed back 20 feet, falling 10 feet.
Okay.
In this direction.
So I'll describe how this was done. As Gaynor runs up, scales the wall, is standing 10 feet behind Kelma, puts out his hand, and this purplish force energy, 2 bolts just shoot from Gaynor's hand. One hits the vampire spawn in the chest, the other hits the vampire spawn in the shoulder. Vampire spawn is blasted backwards, and as it falls off of the roof and lands into this pile of crates and boxes, it screams out in pain as the first hit happens, and then it goes silent as the second hit happens, and it falls completely silently into the pile of boxes, splattered down onto the ground.
Hell yeah.
Alright.
He'll steal.
So, alright, so
Style,
that
though.
ends
It was
combat.
style.
But based on turn orders and things, Irina and Branwen are still kind of like trying to tend to Heinrich, make sure he's still not burning in a fire. The building, the coffin maker's shop itself, has caught a complete and total blaze as a number of guards run down into the street this way, and a few more come in behind them. The commoners themselves have all but fled the city streets and are just running in a panic and running amok, not even paying attention. But you all kind of get to the conclusion of things for this combat. What are you all doing as you all are kind of like huddled around this area where the body is now dead on the ground? Kelma, you're standing on top of the roof trying to calm yourself and get back to your zen. Gaynor, you're standing on top of the roof. Trovik's on the far side. And Branwen, you now see a number of Townsguard flooding in from the northeast side.
Can I check the body?
Yeah, about to say I was going down there too to check the make sure he's dead.
Okay.
But I basically still have my quarterstaff up, just
Yeah, I
like
was about to
watching.
Yeah. As you get down there and check the body, this thing is lifeless. It's got a javelin sticking out of it. It's fallen 20 feet and crashed through these crates and boxes. It's dead.
Ooh, free javelin.
That seems extremely brutal, but
It was not having a good time before the javelin.
my imagination is running wild.
Yeah, sorry.
Can I attempt to like flag down the guards? Because I'm assuming they've got to here and they're just like looking around like, what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I am a woman standing with an
I
unconscious man
know.
by a burning building.
I know. I'm aware. Okay. So you attempt to kind of shout out and flag down some of these guards that are running into town as they're running by like groups of screaming civilians, and they just kind of look over and they see this building ablaze. You just hear one of the guards cry, "It's like, holy hell! The entire fucking city's gonna be on fire!" And he kind of like yells back. He's like, "Boys, get some water!" And then they kind of start dashing over in this direction. The bell's still ringing out. Guy hasn't stopped ringing the bell. He doesn't care anymore. He's just ringing a bell.
Man's gonna have PTSD
Because he doesn't know the
for the rest of his
vampire
life.
spawn's dead. He's just
Yeah.
clanging
Jeez.
this bell like it's going to town.
Yeah.
As they run over and they look at this burning building. Fortunately, the coffin maker's shop is not directly attached to any other wooden buildings near it, or any
Thank
buildings at
fuck.
all. It's a
Yeah,
standalone.
Oh.
and these streets seem quite wide,
Yes.
fortunately.
But
Almost like
one
it
of the
was
guards
intentional.
does notice you, Branwyn, kind of trying to flag them down, and runs over and is going to ask, "What the hell happened here?"
Oh, thank the gods you've arrived. This man is responsible for all of this chaos. He has been storing some infernal creatures in his attic, and one of them got loose, and a fire started, and my friends have just gone to try to chase the thing down. I'm so glad to see you here. Try to look as flustered as possible and innocent as possible.
Make a deception check with advantage.
Yeah.
I mean, I already have advantage, so is that super advantage?
Make a deception check with advantage.
Casual
I had
double
to
advantage.
try.
No,
I had to
you're
try.
right to try. I don't blame you for
Oh
trying.
Jesus!
Oh jeez.
Oh my god.
Okay. So as the rest of the town guard begins to kind of like flood in, 2 or 3 more guards come in and show up, and they don't have the water to put out this fire. They're just kind of standing there like, well, what the hell are we going to do about this? They have a small conversation with each other about it might just be best to let the building burn and the fire burn out, as it doesn't seem to be catching anything near it. One of the guards is going to kind of like come over top of you all with basically he's responded to your request. He's kind of looking down at Heinrich. He's like, well, this asshole always was shady. There's a reason nobody ever went by his damn coffin shop. Playing with the dead and all. Guards! And he kind of calls a few more over. He's like, take this man to the stocks. The Burgermeister and Isaac will be around to deal with him later. But apparently, he let all this shit out on the town. You said it was a infernal creature?
I'm not quite sure what it was.
You said your friends went to chase it down. She says her
Yes,
friends went to chase it down. Where are they at? He's gonna kind of like look around the streets, and he
I'm
doesn't
gonna
really
point
see
them down the
anybody.
road.
Okay. People checking the body. You see a dead body.
I
Trovik
go
kind of
to
leaps the fence at this point and
Jesus
pulls his
Christ, we're
javelin out.
fucked.
I go to pick up the body.
Okay. You pick up the vampire spawn corpse.
Is there no identifying features at all? Does it just look like a normal human being?
I mean, you could certainly figure that out when you were around there.
Oh,
But
no.
Kalma kind of picks up this body that's in like rag tattered clothes with black hair, and he's kind of shouldered it. You're kind of in like this back area with a bunch of like stock and crates and things like that. It seems to be the back of like one of the storefronts or shops. There is a fence on both sides. Trovik did have to jump the fence to get back to where his javelin is and try and pick up his javelin, which I assume would have been removed before you shouldered a body.
Yeah,
That would
yeah.
be
Yeah, because that would have been really weird.
I got it. We speared it. So, but yeah, so you all are in the back alley. You hear the clang of a little bit of metal in the armored suits as a couple of the guards have been sent down the road to more or less find you all, because they were told by somebody that you were there. One of the guards kind of stops as he sees the dead body in the street. You just hear, "The hell happened to Harold?"
A very, very strong enemy, friends. And I sort of glance back at them.
Just kind of like looks at you confused.
I'd recommend that you guys follow me. This is one individual's doing, and we've killed it, but we need to check the body.
During this time, since I have the body kind of like over my shoulder, I just start walking out.
Okay, yeah. And I mean, it's a fence,
they-
but you guys could more or less open
Just
the fence
toss
gate,
the
get
They
out.
just
body
walk
over.
over the fence,
I know.
step
Toss it
onto
over.
it.
As you're having this conversation with this guard, Osgood, you kind of like glance down to where you're telling him to follow you at, and his eyes kind of trail with yours as you see Kalma walking out of this back storage area through a fence gate. Gaynor opened the gate, Kalma with the body over his shoulder walked behind, and then Trovik followed out as well.
I make my way over.
Okay. The guard is going to kind of just look at you all and... Were there any more?
Just the one mate.
I mean, not
The
counting
rest,
the not counting the ones that burned up.
I just walk up to the guard and I just throw the body on the and I just throw the body on the floor and I just spit on the corpse and go there. I did your job. Then I walk off.
Christ, mate.
I'm not gonna
Alright.
go. I killed it.
Okay.
You see a slight middle finger raise as Kelma walks
I
off.
don't even deny it.
Kalma, as you kind of thrust the body down, say your piece, and walk past, flicking off Gaynor in the distance, you kind of pass by this guard who's kind of like mourning over this dead guard sitting there on the ground. Branwyn, the guard that was talking with you, is now more or less trying to comfort you as two more guards kind of pick up an unconscious Heinrich and put him in manacles behind his back. I actually need to roll and see if Heinrich has woken up from his almost death.
I woke up. I walk up to the guard with the dead body. Is this the guard who has been ringing the bell, or is this
different guard? Different guard.
I just kneel down. I look at the guard mourning. I'm like, man fought bravely. This creature came out of nowhere.
He's kind of going to look down. It's like, so what the hell should we do with this body? Like,
Burgermeister probably knows.
You're probably right. The Burgermeister's a wise man. We'll ask him.
And as I kind of do like a little bow to the body, to the guard, and I just kind of start walking to where Bran is. But as I walk by, I kind of give the guard mourning kind of like a pat on the shoulder, like a there type of.
Absolutely. Okay. So you all have kind of walked by this one guard who now has a vampire spawn just kind of like sitting at his feet. And just like, it's very sketched out. He's taking like the back end of his spear and just like poking the body, making sure it's not moving. Doesn't quite know what it is. He's going to like bend down and actually like inspect it a little bit. And as you all are kind of walking up, you hear, "Oh God, this thing, it has fangs." At this, a lot of the guards are just going to kind of like turn their head. The one who's in mourning is now terrified, looking at the dead body in front of him. As you all kind of make your way back to a guard who's very enamored with Branwyn. He's trying to make sure she's completely okay, see if she needs anything, see if she's been traumatized. Irina's just kind of sitting there smirking a little bit as Heinrich's unconscious body has been manacled, and as he kind of gets jostled, being locked in chains and kind of picked up, he's just kind of like, "Oh, where am I?" He kind of looks around. He's like, "Is that my shop? Why is my shop on fire? Why am I in chains?" The guards kind of You creepy ass man. They say that you was releasing infernal beings on this town. Your coffin shop is burning, and you're headed to the stocks. Just you hear this back and forth arguing to no avail from Heinrich, who is being dragged off, arms behind his back, being dragged off shoulder and shoulder by the two guards that take him that way. And oh, that's weird.
Oh,
Hey
God.
now.
That way. As they begin to take him off towards what you all presume is the city center. And they disappear. Boop. After a few more moments, the guard kind of like making sure you're okay, Branwyn. The rest of the party comes down the street and kind of rejoins together.
When he's not looking, I give the rest of the party a slight wink.
I return it.
Kelmal's like head is cocked like a dog, just confused about the whole situation.
As Trovik kind of like reapproaches with the group, you seem to have lost track of the cat. However, the cat comes kind of like strolling down from this direction and makes its way and jumps back onto Trovik's shoulder.
Yay, no dead cat.
The cat is immortal.
I know.
I mean,
All worship the cat.
I did call it out of a burning building.
True.
And cats are fairly smart enough to not be in there was fire. So-
No.
I wouldn't go that far.
We had that debate
I
over
would never
cats in
go
our
that far.
Discord, so I don't know if I'd agree with that. However, you all can smell the burning pine and oak from the coffin maker shop itself, as this entire building is just ablaze. A giant black plume of smoke just like rising from it as it continues to just burn with nobody trying to put it out. The town guard are obviously trying to, any of them that are left, there's only a few left that are in this area. They're just trying to like make sure no civilians go near it and just let the fire burn itself out.
I
Which
sort
wall
of
are still
glance
in the
at
street?
Branwyn. Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
So, who has the bones?
This guard is going to kind of make sure you're okay one more time, Brandon, and just be, well, ma'am, if you need anything, my name is John. And he kind of like puts his hand out towards you.
Oh, bless you. Thank you so much.
But it looks like I've got a bit of work to do. And he kind of like smiles and walks off the direction.
And as soon as he's gone, I'm just gonna laugh.
Jesus Christ.
So I hope you guys didn't just screw up my story.
We hopefully didn't. We just said that it came out of nowhere. So, like...
I mean, I of course implicated the guy that was actually keeping the things.
That's a good idea. I would once again repeat, where are the bones? Because we don't want to go back in there.
Gaynor looks at Osgood, reaches back behind his cape, pulls out a bag, and tosses it to him.
Right. Okay, he catches it, and then he sort of looks flustered at it. He's like, I am not the right person to carry these, considering my track record. Does anybody else want to take them? No.
Kelmal just walks up. Kelmal just walks up, grabs the bag, and go, "They're bones." Stop being a whiner. And it's
And I'm just gonna look at you like, you're the priest.
But I also constantly get myself into trouble.
I think that's just this group's MO.
I suppose. He just looks fucking flustered, like he doesn't know what the hell's going on anymore, and he just kind of sighs.
So, reunited outside of this burning building, you have the bones of St. Andrew. Heinrich's been taken off, presumably to the stocks. The guards are cleaning up the street for the most part. And you see the one guard that is kind of like just standing in the center by the vampire spawn kind of like calls out to another one. It's like, actually, everyone, since you're a distance away, make a perception check for me.
Sure.
DC probably about 15, 16, 15.
Oh,
Oh.
that's nice.
Hey,
Yep. Okay, so the all of you kind of very nice. Okay, so
Oh.
everybody, you kind of see the guard that was in mourning kind of walk over to the other guard by the vampire spawn, and they have a short conversation. Branwen, you can pick up a few words out of it. Everybody else just sees that they're having this conversation. But you pick up the fact that the general instruction was given for somebody to fetch the burgomaster. You can relay that to the group easily enough, but as you watch one of the guards kind of run off towards the direction of the burgomaster's manor, what are you all doing? You have the town at your disposal once again. You've seen the coffin maker shop burn. You have the bones.
Well, unless
What's
we want to
the-
deal with the burgomaster that's just been called, may I suggest we return these bones?
That would be a while.
So,
Shall I get a move on?
Yes.
all right. So, you all begin to make your way back across town to the Church of St. Andrew once again, which at this point is about half a mile away. And we will go to a town map, because town maps. There it is, town map. Wow, why are you so far away, town map? I thought we were friends, town map.
Town map doesn't care about your feelings.
Just open
I
up the
know.
new town map. I can help you.
Okay, so back on the town map, we were all here at the coffin maker's shop, and the destination is back to the Church of St. Andrew over here.
Correct.
So, as you all make your way through town, back to the main road of Valaki. Oh no, you're a big group now. Back to the main road of Valaki. Pretty uneventful. You hear what remain of any little bit of town's guard left in town kind of shuffling, trying to figure out. They're on a bit of a heightened alert at this point. There's claims that some creatures, plural, were let loose on the town. As you're kind of passing by storefronts and things, they're just kind of like shuddering up. Everybody in town's a little bit concerned. You continue on. Takes about another half hour or so to get back across town to St. Andrew's Cathedral once again. And at this point, it's probably about, what did I say it was before? I think it's probably about like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 5:30 at this point, something like that. Based on time, burning of the coffin maker's shop, stopping the toy maker's place, and doing all this other stuff. But eventually, you all approach the cathedral once again, and we go back to that map. Those maps. Where's the church? There's the church. Haha, church.
Church.
I find your church. There. Back to the church. As you all kind of arrive back in the same vicinity once again, the familiar church once again in your viewpoint. It seems like another service is happening or just about to be finishing. You don't see many people or persons outside. It seems like everybody who would be in the church is in the church. And you see one of the altar boys kind of begin to light some of the candles, torches, and things outside. Let me see if my lighting's right before I do stupid stuff.
Hello, Michael. How goes it?
It's good to see you, Osgood.
Hi.
It goes.
Is
Same as yesterday.
we? God, it's only been a day. Are we intruding on anything? Can we should we be able to talk to the? Oh God, what the fuck? Out of character. I can't remember.
Father Petrovich.
Hi. Yeah. Would we be able to talk to Father Petrovich without causing trouble?
I think he's in his office.
Right.
He's always somewhere.
Right. Okay. Just wondering if he was giving service or something. All right. Thank you. Good.
So, do you all enter the building
Yep. I move on.
and do the things? I'm going to control all three of these in a group thing because things. Oop. Okay, so you all enter the cathedral itself. There are a number of people inside. Some chatting and talking. Osgood, you would know this, that a lot of the populace of St. Andrews, or a lot of the populace around that live in the buildings around St. Andrews Church, they like to shelter up in the church at night. Like they do have residences and houses of their own, but they do feel safer, kind of like
So
burrowing
it's like
themselves in the church.
it's an inn. It's like a religious-based inn or rest house or
I
hostel.
mean, people sleep on like the pews and things. It's not like a well-made inn. It's just kind of like a people gather together because they believe that the church is a source of safety.
Yeah, fair enough.
But as you all make your way to Father Petrovich's office, the door once again is shut. And for all those wondering and not remembering, there we go. Petrovich's office is over here.
Bang bang.
Bang bang. Okay. So as you knock on the door, you hear the familiar voice of Father Petrovich. Who is it?
All's good. I've returned with your bones.
He shouts.
Well, sorry, I would mutter it. I wouldn't yell it. I'm not that much of an idiot.
You should maybe not use your yelling voice when you're muttering it then.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Petrovich is going to open the door and kind of stare at you and just
sorry.
like,
that would be really bad. Holy
shut up.
I'm
here.
sorry. Jesus Christ.
Okay, Bramwin is pretty much laughing at this point.
He is just like staring at you now.
Escaping that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. And as you kind of get in, the rest of you don't have to enter. You're more than welcome to do anything else around this place if you want to, but this is kind of a...
I'm just gonna chill, leaning
I hand out my arm with the bag, handed the pastor.
Okay. He kind of like looks and opens the bag. He's like, oh, thank the Morning Lord. We need to get these down to the crypt. Get them back into the casket downstairs, and that should rehallow these grounds. That should make the church a safe place for these fine villagers once again.
Do you know the method to get down there? Or are we just kind of grasping at straws here?
Yes, I know the way. He's kind
Thank
of going
God
to walk
one of
out
us
into
did.
the hallway.
This entire time, Kelma has immediately sat in the pastor's chair because he's tired.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, he just falls.
To that. Yeah. Okay, so he is going to walk over to this other door beside Branwyn. He's going to pull out a ring of keys, and he's going to fiddle with it for a moment before opening the door and kind of stepping inside. He's going to walk over to a staircase that leads presumably down to the basement. And then he is going to disappear around the corner and into the basement. If you want to follow him, you're more than welcome to, but you don't have to.
I might follow.
Okay. Gaynor, what are you doing? I know you're good to walk up there. I was just wondering what you're doing. I'm giving you all time in the church now, so
You're muted.
you're muted.
Oh shit.
I was wondering. I was like, Gaynor's been too
Yeah.
quiet in this church for the second time.
Yeah.
just kind of shuffling around.
Okay.
Not very comfortable.
I'm literally sitting in the chair with my head down the desk.
Okay.
Can I do a perception check to see if I noticed, looking a bit unnerved, or insight, whichever you want?
Do an insight check. Yeah, I would say insight.
This is going to be roll.
It's not bad. You notice that Gaynor is not the most comfortable in this place. Like he's usually pretty edgy, but he's
Jesus
edgy might be
Christ.
the wrong word. He's usually pretty cool and collected about things, and he seems a little bit anxious while he's in the walls of this building. It's a very different thing you're not used to seeing from Gaynor outside of that.
It's just a phase.
Jesus criminy. And you do see a number of residents, patrons, churchgoers that are sitting in the pews kind of silently praying and gathering and huddling.
Just making sure no one else wants to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, now would be the time.
I think Kelma's just taking a nap.
Yeah, Kelma's napped out.
I'm exhausted. My Kelma's exhausted. He's just sitting. He literally did an ass, sat in the pastor's chair, and just put my head down like a student.
Just out of a DM curiosity, Kelma, how much health you got? It's like 5 or 4 or some ridiculous number.
He
Well,
has more
remember,
than me.
I have 15.
Oh, you quaffed the potion, yeah.
I quaffed the potion, but I was at 5. I remember I got whooped on
Right.
and stabbed just only a couple hours prior.
Fair enough. Okay, so yeah, I mean, Gaynor or Bramwin, if you want to do anything, now's the time.
Okay, noticing that he's not looking great, I'm going to kind of come up beside him and sort of whisper, "Now, I would have thought if anyone would be nervous in a church, it would be me."
Yeah, I don't have the best history with faith.
You're talking to a creature that's undead.
Yeah, but you're talking to a creature who isn't undead. People of faith aren't always as nice as they would appear,
Hmm.
or as understanding.
Yeah. Why do you think I hide behind a mask?
It's harder when you always have to wear your mask.
Cheeky voice inside your head, Gaynor. But you don't even have a mask.
You just see this annoyance on his face.
Oh, it was a metaphor.
I raise an eyebrow.
Jeez.
Something miss?
Just a thought.
If you say so.
I walk back.
Okay. Okay. Osgood, as you follow Father Petrovich down into the basement of the Church of St. Andrew's, you notice he opens another locked door, heavier wood, double locked. He pulls out 2 more keys and unlocks those. And then you are both entered into a small 15 by 15 chamber that pretty barren, fully made of stone. And then in the center you see this almost like altar, almost like a raised casket type of deal. More like sarcophagus than anything else. And the top does seem to be lifted off of it and slid to the side just a bit, but it is a heavy stone casket.
Well, this is quite interesting. How long has this been here? You say that it's been before the church, yes?
The rumors have it that this was where they laid St. Andrew to rest before they built the church in his honor.
Interesting. Wish I
And
could see if it was magical or something. I can imagine that an artifact or something like that of this kind of power would probably be quite interesting.
kind of puts the bones, kind of like slides the bones into the casket itself, and kind of asks for a hand to help slide the stone top back over the casket.
I happily assist.
Make a strength check for me.
Oh no. Let's hope and pray. Yep, nope.
It takes you about 5 minutes of shoving and pushing and shimmying, but eventually you and the old man, like, he has to come over to your side and help you push as well. But eventually you slide the stone back into the grooves that it's rested on. And
If only I were 20 years younger.
he just kind of looks at you and smirks. As you push the rest of the stone in on the casket, you see an almost white light come from some runes that are on the stone casket itself, and they begin to re-illuminate and then kind of run down towards the floor and disappear. Almost as if like something was filling back up. Petrovich kind of looks at you and just, I would say that means we've done our job.
I had my doubts, but it looks like this place really is just as powerful as you make it out to be. He genuinely has like a pretty broad grin on his face as he looks at it. He's like, huh, okay. Well, I did not expect that. All right, should we get back to the others?
Yes. The less time we're gone, the better.
The better. Yes.
He kind of escorts you out, locking the doors behind you all as you kind of get back up the staircase. Okay, so as Petrovich gets back up to the top and walks out with you again, and he locks the door behind once again as you all walk out. Branwen, you kind of step back and you notice that Osgood comes out of the door once again. Petrovich closely behind. You see him lock and key the door one more time. And then he kind of looks at you all. It's like, if you would so kindly step into my office one more time. Kind of
A lot of back and forth today.
He kind of walks in first. He kind of notices Kelma sleeping in the chair. Trovik, Kitty, and Irene are going to stay outside because size reasons. It's way more crowded in that room with too many people in it.
Can I walk up and whack Kelma on the back of the head to wake him up?
Sure.
Yeah.
Can my perception catch that? A passive perception.
What's your passive perception?
12.
So you want me to beat a 12?
Make an attack roll.
Or
7.
Jesus.
It's okay. It would have done
You
nothing.
swing
Anyway.
out and try and like whap Kelma on the back of the head. He just kind of like puts up a hand and like stops you.
No, I don't stop him. I do a whole little stop and then slap him right on the nose like a tap.
Like a stop and bop.
Pop and pop.
Okay.
Order in the fucking court.
I'm just chuckling by the door.
Petrovich is going to look at you all and I would like to say a great thanks to all of you for returning the bones of St. Andrew. That has re-sanctified this church and will hopefully keep us safe from the devil. To be honest, I did not think that your group had it in you, but I'm very glad to have been proven wrong. He kind of looks around. He's like, I do not have much, but I would like to present you with something. He kind of walks over to the corner of the room to a wardrobe and kind of just pulls it off of the pulls something out of the wardrobe, and what you see is a cape or like a cloak of some kind. It is white on one side, and the interior seems to be like a rosy pink color. He kind of just pulls it out. He's like, this cloak is somewhat sacred to the people of this church. It's a symbol of the hope that the Morning Lord gives. Like I said, I don't have much, but if you would like to take this,
I glance around at the group.
I'd be willing to part with it. Osgood, you've never seen this cloak or cape before.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what the hell it is, so I
What
give
is-
everybody else a really curious look.
What is it? I ask him about the
Um,
picture first.
It's basically almost like vestments of the Morning Lord. It's a garb that will show that the Morning Lord guides your path wherever you may go. It is a symbol of hope for the people of Barovia. For
Out of
those who still
character,
believe in the Morning Lord.
I'm just so heavily debating just pushing it on Gaynor entirely for the irony, but
I'll grab it and cast Detect Magic on it. Or I'll cast Detect Magic to look at it.
Okay. As you grab it and cast Detect Magic, you get a heavy magical feels off of this. I need to look up something, and I will let you know what the magical feels are.
All the magic.
All the magical feels.
What does magic feel?
it's strong necromancy.
This is an enchantment that surrounds this cloak. A very strong magical enchantment.
Okay. I suppose I'll take. I'll take this and I'll look at it tonight. See what it's about.
Fair income.
I mean, I've legit got a book in my bag that I can read and find what that is in 10 minutes, but
Hey, I mean, if you want to do it, it's all good. Go for it.
I have a stop to make on the way home, but if someone else wants to.
I sort of give Nim a glance and then glance back at the church around us, and I'm like, sort of cock of the head.
Father Petrovich is just gonna like speak up. I know you have business at St. Markovia's. The road west
Aye.
of town would take you there. It would take about 2 or 3 days to arrive at Kresk. I can send my blessing, but I don't know if that would be enough to get you into the gates. You may have to find some other way to bribe your way inside.
Mm.
Leave that to me.
She is
I'm
quite
gonna give this big
persuasive.
smile, but careful not to reveal my teeth.
Okay. He just kind of smiles.
Do you have horses? Or some other method of transport? Or will we have to walk?
I do not know of any horses that I have access to. There
Fair.
may be a stables somewhere in town. I think there was one over to the west. I know the dark elves and those ruffians have a fair stable of horses, but
I do
Well,
believe that
I'm
was
not
something
going
we
to be the
needed to
one
go
to
and see.
ask them.
well, I do believe we have other business.
Down there. Yes?
Mm.
Right.
However, I am about to shut up the church for the evening. You know, he kind
Take
of
care of
looks over
yourself,
at you,
Father.
Osgood, and he's like, "You know how the people are. They want to be safe inside the building at night."
Aye, and hopefully with us they will be for the moment.
Indeed.
Nods once.
He kind of looks at you, puts his hand on your shoulder, and just, "May the morning Lord guide you and keep you."
May my steps be veiled in shadow. And he sort of smirks a little bit.
Into here snoring.
Wake the fuck up, you idiot!
Wow.
He's still snoring.
Jesus Christ.
Um,
Can I, like, whap him across the head?
you
You
can
could
try.
have as good as luck as Gator.
Yeah, make it an arm straight.
I'm trying to check what spells I've got.
Can I
Oh,
just
no.
kick his staff? Because he's probably holding the staff. I'm not gonna get near. I'm just gonna like kick it from like.
Sure, kick a staff.
And
It's a 12 acrobatics plus the kick from the staff. Acting in combination, hopefully.
that's my
I
passive
mean,
perception was
legit-
12.
I'm not trying to hit you. I'm just trying to jerk you away
Yeah.
because I know you're really perceptive.
Yeah. I just kind of move the staff to the side and go, and I just kind of grumble like, "Are we gonna go rest?" All right. And I just kind of get up in a very like.
I have a stop to make on the way back. You guys can go on.
I
I'm
just,
literally sniffing next door.
I literally just like bush my way between them and walk out the door.
Okay. So as you walk out the door back into the cathedral itself, and then
0 damage.
sorry, Gaynor.
As everybody's walking out the door, I go, Father, do you have a moment to speak in private?
Absolutely.
Oh no.
As you, Osgood included, kind of walk out of this room. Gaynor lagging behind.
I'm listening at that friggin' door because he would have said that as I was leaving. Because I'm at the door.
I mean, you can listen at the door. The door is shut, though.
I don't care. I'm listening at the door.
Okay.
Father, what's wrong with this land?
The best we can tell is the land is cursed. The land is cursed because of the one who rules it.
But why is it missing the presence of the Morning Lord? Why is he not here?
You are quite perceptive. We do what we can as priests of the Morning Lord to keep the faith here and to keep the patrons worshipping, but he has not responded to our prayers in decades. Some say centuries. I don't know the facts myself. I have just heard the stories that when The devil took power over this land and sealed his pact in blood to become that monstrosity that lives in the castle. Many tried to stand against him. Many brave soldiers that worship the Morning Lord. Some would call them champions, or even paladins, if you will. The man this church is named after, Saint Andrew, as well as the Saint Markovia, stood against the devil at his castle gates, and were both slain in battle. It is said the Morning Lord left this land when his champions were slain. That is a story that has been passed down through some of the servants of the devil. I don't believe that that was the reason why the Morning Lord has left us, but it is true. He has not been in this land for centuries.
What if I said it seemed like he forgot this land?
What do you mean, boy?
Well, I. It's almost as if it's not that he's not here, it's that he doesn't remember it.
I don't know what could make a god forget its patrons.
You said you said Strahd made a pact. With
Those
what?
have been the standing rumors, yes. A group of adventurers came through here about 10 years ago in this very church, saying that they needed to figure out which dark entity Strahd made a pact with. I didn't quite understand what they were meaning at the time. I did a little bit of my research. I've come up grasping straws, but it seems like there are dark forces that bind this land, refuse to let people leave this land, and seem to make pacts with strong individuals, so they may be manipulated to do their deeds.
What if I told you the Morning Lord was here now?
I would be grateful for the Morning Lord's return, of course.
But what if he was trapped? In a sense.
And I would search for whatever way I could find to free him. It would be my duty as patron of the Morning Lord, of course.
I see.
Where would he be trapped at, would you think? And at this point, he's gotten like this very stern look on his face, like he's curious, but now he's trying to figure out if you're taking the piss or if you're...
It's not really a trap, it's more of a promise that binds him.
And what promise would that be? Would he be allowed to run free if he were like... That's all so strange.
I don't know if freeing him here would do anything, though.
Quite curious. Unfortunately, I don't have anything on where you would even begin to free a god.
Well, thank you, Father.
And thank you. You may have given me some sense of hope that the Morning Lord has not simply abandoned us.
I can only hope.
May Lathander be with you.
Thank you.
He kind of bows and sits down at his desk a little bit, and you can see him just kind of pondering as you exit the room. And as you open the door, you see Branwen standing on the other side of the door.
Excuse me?
Sorry, I step aside as I hear the conversation end. My mic was muted.
Oh, okay.
I'm an idiot.
As you step outside, Branwen is 5 feet outside the door to your right.
Bats her in the face of the door. She falls over.
I look at Brenwyn and I'm like, you have a place to go.
Indeed. I was seeing if anyone wanted to come along or if everyone was going back to the tavern.
I was going to follow her.
I'm only going to the orphanage next door. So
Then we should
I
definitely go.
forgot my knife.
Seeing how the last events went down over there, we should all go.
Okay. So, everybody in unison going to the orphanage to stick by each other's side. As you all exit the church, Petrovich kind of comes out the hallway behind you all and begins to shut and lock the doors and prepare the church for the normal evening pretenses. You all walk next door to the building that is the orphanage that you've seen before. There is no cart outside of the orphanage this time. It's only been like 3 or 4 hours, if that, since you were there last. You walk up to the door, which is
How
still
has it only
unlocked.
been 4 hours?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, this is a day in Barovia, man.
And
Y'all have been hoofing it, and y'all have fought everything under the sun so far, and it's only been
Jeez.
6.5 hours. Nobody's taken a real rest except for the one y'all took in the orphanage.
Yeah.
But you get to the orphanage, the door, again, not locked, and you walk back into the familiar center hallway of the orphanage. Branwen, are you going upstairs to retrieve your dagger? And is anybody going with her?
Can I see anyone
will pull up.
around?
Oh, I will map. Yes, sorry. Map. Orphanage. Where's the orphanage?
I don't know.
There it is.
I went.
It's vanished. Into thin air.
It has vanished. Sorry, I've got to reposition people now because orphanages.
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 The Case of the Vanishing Orphanage. It's a new Hardy Boys book.
Yeah.
Blame the orphanage. Burn it down.
It's a monster house.
That I believe.
Yeah.
Oop. And Trova Kitty. There.
Toby
Boom.
Kitty.
Okay. All right. So you all enter the main stay of the orphanage. You don't see anybody in the hallway itself.
I'm just gonna knock on this door because I know it's her office.
And she just kind of come in. Is there a door there?
Open the door and go in.
Mhm.
So sorry to bother you. I may have left something in the attic when we were here earlier. Just take a minute to just go up and grab it if that's okay. Shouldn't take too long.
Well, it's a strange request, but sure. You've certainly done us a favor. The least I can do is allow you to retrieve something. And she kind of just nods and goes back to doing the paperwork that she was doing.
Wonderful. Won't be too long. Cool. I'm just gonna go back and head upstairs.
You head upstairs onto the second floor. Again, nobody in that hallway itself. Some of the doors are shut. The door down at the far end where the baby children's was that you were not aware of. Yeah, you're up here now. Boom, there you go. The door up here is open or slightly ajar. The rest of the room is as per normal. You remember y'all left Felix in this room a number of hours ago, and the attic is still wide open as the swinging door has been ripped off the hinges.
Cool.
But you could easily enough get back up to the attic And once you get into the attic, you see lying on the ground is your dagger.
Cool. I'm gonna retrieve it and head back down.
All right. So as you head back down, you run back into Kelma, the rest of the group, and they've all kind of like followed you up the stairs, keeping an eye on you, making sure that nothing crazy has happened. You all get back down to the main floor of the orphanage. And are you staying in the orphanage? Are you leaving the orphanage? What are you doing?
Just gonna quickly pop my head in and like wave the dagger and just sort of say thank you. And wave.
Her eyes get a
I'm
little
just
wide, but then she just understands and she just
Yeah.
kind of nods, like, okay.
I'm just making sure that she knows that we've gone, basically.
Okay.
That we're not just lingering.
I understand. Okay, and as you all leave and head back into the main street of Valaki, what is the group going to do next? We will take our first break of the session right here.
Sweet.
Do we get to do the thing?
The thing.
Yeah,
the
could we do
thing.
that while the intermission is going
Yeah,
on?
we'll do that during
Yeah.
intermission. Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, but we're going on break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Give everybody time to get water and snacks and use the bathroom and stuff.
Cool
And
shit.
pass it back over to DB.
Yeah. Thanks again, everybody, for coming on through. Again, like I said, we'll be back in 10 minutes. I'm going to see if I can get a timer on here. I forgot to add it last time, so you guys know exactly when we come back, but give us about 10 minutes. So at 5:10, 5:11, we'll be right back. Just hang on tight, and I'm going to put the intermission stuff on, guys, and we'll see you in a couple minutes for the second half of session 14 of Curse of Strahd. And maybe, just maybe, Helma.
What even is
Welcome back for part 2 of session 14 of Curse of Strahd. Now, let's continue on our misadventure, I guess you want to call it.
Okay, so you all have left the orphanage of St. Andrews after leaving the Church of St. Andrews, going to the orphanage, and Brandon recovering her Dagger of Doom warding. You are now back in the streets of Vallaki. It is getting close to darkish at this point. It's about 6 o'clock, and you can see that the light in the sky is starting to wane. What are you doing?
To the inn.
Sleep. Sleep is
Back
needed. Sleep.
to the Blue Water Inn. Okay. As you all make your way through town, pretty uneventful for the most part. Same back the way you came. You've now gotten pretty familiar with this road, the buildings on it, the things, the stuff. Make a perception check, everybody. Por favor.
Oh, one second.
10.
Okay, and I'll
Right.
roll for Trovic just to see for Trovic. Perception. Boop. Why did we not roll? There we go. Oh, no, Trovic doesn't see a damn thing. Okay. So, as you all are walking back to the Blue Water Inn, you notice, some of you notice, I'll say, Kelma and Branwyn, you're kind of paying attention, even though Kelma's sleepy. Kelma's still alert.
Come on, sleepy, and I'm hurt.
I know.
But you all are very wary. You're being alert. You notice a lone raven sitting on one of the perches of the building about 20 feet in the distance in front of you to the right. The rest of you are just trying to trudge on and get to the inn as soon as possible. But the raven kind of watches you all for a moment before flying off. And after another 20 or so minutes of travel, you all make it back to the Blue Water Inn. The now increasingly familiar front of the inn with the tattered black feathers kind of hanging off of the roof awning. And we are back at the inn. Are you all going immediately upstairs and resting? Are you going inside the inn?
I'm gonna go rest.
Yeah, Kelma is not even asking questions. Just he's dead quiet, walking out the room.
Okay.
Rest.
Dead quiet. To the
Regen my spell
room.
slots, please.
Oh god, I can't see anything. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna request some of the wine be sent to the room so I can sit and look at the robe or the cape that was given for a bit.
Okay.
As we're
So-
going upstairs, I'm gonna throw him the book from my bag.
Okay.
Never mind, he went somewhere else.
Yeah,
Okay.
he went somewhere else because he's going to request wine. Actually, yeah, we'll just say for the purpose of
Or I'll
this.
just go get wine. There we
Yeah,
go.
so you walk in and just kind of like signal to Danica, who's sitting behind the bar once again. You're just like ask her for some wine. She kind of nods and signals that she'll bring it up to the room to you. As you all are walking up the stairs itself, Branwyn, you toss Gaynor the book, and you all kind of break into your own individual rooms.
Oh, before I go, as I'm looking in my satchel, I noticed that there's a ring that I kind of haven't used,
Mhm.
and I kind of call to Osgood and then chuck it at him.
He catches it, very confused, and sort of glances down at it and back.
Might be useful for you.
How so?
It'll help you to potentially hit better. And I've just
alright.
thrown you a ring of brief blessing.
Ooh, interesting. All right, I'll take it.
Mhm.
It's just been sitting in my bag for ages. It'd probably be more useful to you.
Ring of brief blessing.
Yes.
It only took 8 sessions,
I
chat.
know. I've been trying to get that to him for 8 sessions.
Yeah,
So you
that
just
sounds
decided to
about
just
right.
finally just throw it at him. Like, here.
I mean, I literally just threw a book, which
She's
means I
just
can
throwing
hold.
stuff out of her bag. She's just having a
Yeah,
blast.
The
I'm
book
done
just
with
spread
carrying all
swings.
this shit for you.
You and your,
Okay.
like, 80 swords.
Yeah.
Her 1,000 swords and her rings and her books. She's just
And
talking shit
so,
now.
Oh my god.
Gaynor, you have a leave room of identification that I just threw at you.
Okay.
Ooh, fun stuff.
Cool. So I can get rid of
It's
that
a
now as
dictionary.
well.
Okay, so Gaynor, you catch the book. Osgood, you catch the ring. All of you head upstairs very gruffly. Kelma almost leading the charge because he's Kelma target bed. Like, very focused, like, I'm sleeping, I'm laying down now.
Yeah, that's pretty much what's going on.
Okay, so I'm going to
Dark
put
Souls
Kelma on
toggle
bed.
lock.
What are the rest of you doing? You're going into your rooms? I know, Gaynor, you had
Sleep.
said that you were waiting for wine and then going to inspect
Sleep.
this thing.
Yep.
Okay. All right,
Sleep,
so
sleep,
I'll
sleep, sleep.
move you to rooms just for rooms and stuff. Boop and boop. We'll do that. Gaynor, as you kind of sit down, with this cloak, are you
I'm gonna use the book.
okay? So you kind of begin writing down some of the details of what this cloak looks like in the book. And you get. I apologize. Do I have a picture of it? I don't think I do. I do not. It's best DMs ever. Okay, so you get the sense. I'm going to add this to your inventory real quick.
Okay.
You get the sense that this heavily magical cloak has some sort of power to it. You. Oh no, that's not good.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay, it's added to your inventory now.
Okay, refresh.
All you gotta do is refresh. Yep. You get the sense that this has some divine nature to it. And as you read it in the book, the words kind of scroll across the page. It says, "Cloak of Lathander, the Morning Lord,"
Oh.
and a visual image kind of appears itself on the page of the librum, and it matches the visual description of the cloak that you have held in your hands. Then the page kind of flips itself over, and a descriptor of the effects of the cloak kind of fill itself in on the next page. Basically, this is a cloak that will give you 1 charge of the light cantrip. Or I'm sorry, you can use the light cantrip whenever with this cloak, and
No, it's one charge. It's one charge. One charge of the light cantrip. One charge of turn undead. But as if you are a cleric. Okay.
I think that I can't set it to anything other than 1 charge, so it should just be able to go.
It's fine. I can already cast light. Doesn't matter.
You know what I mean? Not that. Light and things. Additionally, you get the turn undead bonus action. Or is it an action? It's an action. Basically, it's a Cloak of Lathander, for the better or worse.
Can I wear a
Cloak
cloak?
of one level of cleric.
Can I wear a cloak and a cape?
My dude, you're going out into the tundra. You are bundled up in several layers. But you're fine.
These are questions. Can you 2-slot a cloak and a cape?
I do it all the time.
Well, this isn't Cheese Real Life. This is D&D.
Man, fine.
I'll make a decision on that. I'll think about it.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure.
While you make that decision, I'm probably gonna equip it and attune it
Okay.
over the rest.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good. You do that. So while you all kind of settle into the rooms in the Blue Water Inn, Danica knocks on the door of the men's room and kind of brings a small, tiny like cask of wine almost,
Hell yeah.
and just kind of like presents it to you with a couple of glasses, and just kind of leaves it on the bedside table. Kind of nods, smiles, and then exits the room before shuffling back downstairs. You all are comfortably in your beds in the Blue Water Inn, and while it's not the best comforting thing ever, it's a bed that is somewhat familiar at this point, which is something you haven't had in this land at all. Slept in the same bed twice. You all drift off to get your 6 to 8 hours of rest and get your long rests and heal up all your things and stuff. Branwen, I
Here we
need
go.
you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh no,
Yep.
This
I was waiting
again.
for it.
I forgot about that.
Oh no.
And there's my first terrible roll of the night.
Mhm. So, as the rest of you get somewhat peaceful sleep, it's 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, okay. Branwen, you go almost immediately to sleep and you fall into a deep slumber. Your dreams don't get any better than the previous night. They are harrowed with feelings of fear, frustration, anger, just recapping many events in your life, many of the tragic and harrowing events that have brought you to where you are today. It's a very cold dream that you're in, and then it kind of shifts, and you're walking up the stairs of a Barovian-style building. You come around the corner, and there's 3 doors down a hallway. As you kind of peer into the first door, you see a small crib rocking back
Oh,
and forth by
nice.
itself, with nothing pushing it, nothing inside of it. As you look into the door to the left, something catches your eye, and in the dream, your subconscious just kind of like flashes back to it and catches back to it. And you see a small sack doll, the same one that looked exactly like Lam Lam, sitting in a pile of pillows on the floor. It draws your eye for a second, and then you notice there's more than one doll there. There's a small sackcloth Kelma. And then you notice a small sackcloth Minotaur.
Oh, fuck.
As this grips you and almost scares you, you kind of look away, stumble backwards out of that room, and you turn and look down the hall. And sitting at the center of the end of the hall, you see this sack doll that is standing on its 2 legs with curly red hair and button eyes, with the mouth sewn shut. It has a needle in its hand. It's about 4 or 3 or 4 feet, or 2 or 3 feet long, I'm sorry. And it's probably about the height of up to your knee as it stands up. The doll looks at you, almost immovable, and then it takes a step towards you, and another, before it's in a full-on sprint towards you.
Can I do anything?
Run like hell.
As you attempt to back away and attempt to get out, you feel that you're stuck in place.
Oh, fuck.
And the last part of the dream that you see is this doll jumping towards you before swinging the needle towards you in a stabbing motion, and you jolt out of your dream as you take 4 points of psychic damage. and you feel like something has poked you or stabbed you in the neck. You jolt awake.
That can't be good.
It is completely dark outside. It is not morning yet. Osgood,
Oh no.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh no. Let me just go back over to my laptop real quick.
Mhm.
Oh god.
While
Alright.
he's going
This is
back to his
happening
laptop,
now. Hey?
might be. As Branwen kind of like
Oh,
shoots
God.
up in the bed, just like gripping her neck in pain. Irina's still asleep in the bed. It's still dark outside. Osgood,
Oh no.
in your dreams, you get a sensation of something that's got its eyes on you. Something watching you. Your dreaming is somewhat nonsensical. You can't really make out any shapes or things that you've been dreaming about. You've just been tossing in your sleep. And you look up into a dark sky and you see a shining red light in the distance. You can almost hear it calling to you. Its voice almost inaudible, but it is almost summoning you. You hear the echoes of a voice in your mind in this dream that's just horrific. And it says to you, you need to do more. You need
There
to
hasn't
have...
been opportunities.
You need to double your efforts to come and find me.
I'll do what I can.
You will do what you must.
Aye.
And as you have this conversation in your head in this blackness of a dream, you stare up at the red star that seems to be getting closer and closer. And you can just make out what appears to be a small... Now that it's almost gotten close enough where it almost looks like the moon in the distance, from being just a speck of a star that it was. You see this almost red-looking moon, and then on the surface of it, one giant eye just opens up and stares at you and almost pierces through your soul.
Oh god.
And then you wake up the next morning.
I'd imagine, yeah, I'd probably jolt awake.
Before you wake up, Branwen, you've woken up in the middle of the night in a pain and a fear. As if something has just like jabbed you in the neck.
I'm gonna kind of just like put my hand there and see if I can like feel kind of rubbing it, just like okay.
You don't feel any puncture or any wound or any opening. But it sears as if you've been stabbed through the neck with a giant needle.
I guess I'm gonna try and calm down and get back to sleep because I know I really need to sleep. But it's kind of that almost like I should probably just sit here and rock for a minute.
I mean, you're more than welcome to sit and rock for a minute. You'd still end up getting the remainder of your long rest. But
Yeah.
as you spend some time trying not to lose your mind, you just drift eventually back into sleep with these thoughts and these worries in your head. And then morning comes, and in the boys' room, the first person to jolt awake and almost sit straight up in the bed is Osgood. which kind of alerts the rest of
Oh,
you
gods
all.
preserve
you
me,
all-
gods preserve me, oh god.
Mhm. And the
He's
rest
sort
you all
of like,
awake.
yeah, he sort of glances at the other group. There's something there, some hint of fear.
Kelma just has his kind of glances over. Doesn't even turn his head. He just kind of looks over at Osgood, just staring at him.
The star.
Hmm.
That's all I'll say.
Kelma just kind of gets up from, kind of starts doing his stretches.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Branwen, you and Irina Irina wakes up first and she just kind of like shakes you awake.
Mm.
It's day outside. It's probably time we get going on whatever we're gonna do. And she kind of looks at you. She's like, "Are you okay?"
I just groan and like, oh, do we have to?
I mean, I assume we'll just get left behind if we don't.
You make a fair point. Did I
And
actually get a long rest?
you did, however, after the long rest, you take those 4 points of psychic damage.
Ah,
Or the
okay.
D4 points of psychic damage. Did I say
Well,
4 points? I did say 4
You
points.
said 4 points.
4 points, sorry.
And then I need to add that.
That's right. I was on 2 tabs at once, I'm sorry.
Yay, now I can cast Healing Light 7 times.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Mhm. That's the thing. Okay. So
Come
as
on.
you all kind of arise and begin your day, it's brighter outside than it has been. Still not bright, but it's not darkness. What were you saying, Jake?
Oh, I was just saying that Kelma just kind of walks out the door, knocks on the ladies' room, and just kind of blurts out, like, "You up?"
Just about.
Food downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And Kelma hops over the railing towards food downstairs.
No, I was literally about to do that because Kelma could do stuff like that.
Yeah, no, this is true.
He just Wile E. Coyotes off the ledge and takes like 30 points of damage.
Make a perception check as you're jumping over the ledge.
Okay.
So you don't land on a kid.
Actually, no, I need to make an acrobatics check. That's fun.
Is he gonna do a fucking like
No.
Big Trouble in Little China thing? Just crash through a table?
God.
No. So, Kelma, as you hop over the railing, and down towards the first floor, you actually land on a middle-aged woman who's just entering the tavern,
God.
and
Ow.
she falls prone under you as you slam into her, taking 2 points of bludgeoning damage for you and 6 points of bludgeoning damage for
Oh
her.
no!
You just knocked her out.
Knock her out!
Yeah, she is unconscious down below you. Boop, and I'm gonna do this because token layers and stuff.
You
Boop.
hear Osgood be like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
Oh my goodness gracious. Yep, so Kelma has dropped to the floor below, landed on somebody, and now there's commotion down in the bar itself.
I look down at the lady, and I kind of look at everybody going, I didn't go the way I planned, and I pick up the lady and I put her in a chair, and then I kind of look to the bar and go, "Got water? I guess I owe somebody some food."
Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, about that. Sorry.
Roll
So Danica's just gonna
persuasion.
kind of make a persuasion check for me because Danica's just looking
my
at you like, what the hell?
Persuasion? Oh, gee.
Guess we're all in the meantime just melting down normal. Oh my freaking god.
Oh,
Oh.
ouch.
As Danica runs out from behind the bar, and she's trying to tend to this woman who is unconscious in a chair. God.
Can I make my way into the bar?
I go to, you know what? I have medical skill. I'll just check her out to make sure she's okay.
Oh my god.
Danica's gonna brush her hand off. Just don't touch her, you heathen. You already knocked Mary out. Mary! And she's gonna like wave this girl and try and fan her. I need Mary to make a death saving throw.
I cast healing light on her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
And I cast
Okay, so as she's kind of like brought back to medical consciousness.
that's
Um
one.
She's almost completely unconscious in this chair, but she's got just a semblance of like breathing again, and it's like Danica just kind of looks at you. It's like, who the hell jumps off a balcony?
Apparently this fucking
This guy likes scaling walls, and I just sort of tap him on the back of the head, like, this is all we needed to the start of a day. What are you thinking?
I just look at them all. I go, and I kind of just do a bow, going, "Force of habit." I used to do that at home, and I didn't expect anyone to be down there.
Danica's gonna look at you. She's like, at home? Were you raised in a barn? The hell, man. Monks. She kind of turns around and shuffles back and walks off.
I just kind of look at everybody, going. I just shrug, going. First time that happened.
Is this table empty?
Yes, that table is empty. It is very early in the morning.
Yeah. Okay.
should sort of mutter under his breath like, another day in paradise.
Very tiredly plump myself in a chair.
I walk back to her and I just go here, and I put like 5 gold on the table. I go, whatever drink and food that she wants. My apologies.
Danica just kind of like glares at you and takes the gold and continues glaring at you. She's not happy with you attacking her patrons from the 2nd floor balcony. Jesus, man. So with that shenanigans out of the way,
It's so fucking dumb. What are you thinking?
anyway,
Cool.
Danica begins to provide some food for you all from the back after she goes and talks to Erwin a little bit in the back. Everybody gets a plate of food. Kama, you are the last person to receive a plate of food. And your portion is far smaller than anyone else's. What do you all do?
I just look at my food. I just look at her when she gives the food, and I just kind of nod, like knowingly, like, okay, I understand.
Oh my goodness.
Everyone just liked that.
Mhm. Okay. Today is yours. Balaki is yours, unless you burn it down again.
Hey everybody, I know what I'm gonna do today.
Jesus. Is anybody talking at breakfast, or are you all just sitting in silence and sleeping?
Yes.
It seems we need to be heading west out of Wallachia, huh?
Oh gosh. and you can see Brem is like all over the place, like, and fumbles for a map because we have one of those.
Correct.
I will direct everybody's attention to map in the journal.
Because we have
Which has been updated.
It has been updated. I will do a share with everyone just so you can see it. Not that you can't
There's a
see it,
moment.
but there.
There's like a moment where Osgood sort of glances at the group and he's like, "That fucking Dark Star contacted me again last night. Have I mentioned what I've been seeing at night?
Have you mentioned what you've been seeing at night?
Have I?"
No.
No.
There's like a moment where he looks around and then when he realizes that nobody recognizes what he's talking about, he's like, "Oh, I have many things I might need to say. We can talk on the road, but suffice to say, I might be running out of time a little bit."
Old. That makes sense.
No, not on an age level, on a something is very angry with me level.
Oh.
Oh.
And his
You're
voice
not-
shakes a little.
Ah, nice to know I'm not the only one.
I mean, does that have to do something with the eye on the back of your head?
More a literal moon.
Hey, a literal moon.
Yes, a planet.
No, a planet would be a satellite, sir. Or a moon would be a satellite.
Still.
At this point,
Christ.
Kelmar gets off from the table and just goes to another table and sits down. Finishes.
Wonderful.
We can talk
Finishing his
about this on the
non-food at
road.
the table with the semi-unconscious woman.
Jesus
All right.
Christ. He just died to the unconscious shit.
Yep.
Oh no.
Well,
It was almost a weekend at Bernie situation, so
You just prop him up, put sunglasses on him, he's fine.
so I know. So from the information we've been told, it'll take us about 3 days to get to church, right?
We've also got the lake to go to, the Wizard of Wines to go to, the Dark Elves on the way. Everything's on the way. It's just which do we do first?
I think that we should save the big shit for the current goal. I think we should take on some of the side stuff that we've been given before we go marching on, you know?
Well,
What?
I would say we're on a
I
timetable
don't know.
for the wine more than
That is a good point.
Yes.
we should
let's
probably.
get the wine. That's the easiest. And then he
That'd be a
glances.
viable option.
Then he glances back to the bartender. He's just like, plus, I think that'll make them happy with.
Where was the Dark Elf camp again?
In the forest to the south, I think, or the north of
DM.
some direction.
Oh, Dark
Sorry.
Elf Camp is still in the perimeter of Valaki, outside of the wall of
So they're
Valaki,
on the
slightly
way.
down south to the west. It's like if you're going out the west road, it's just
Yeah.
south of that. So you're not.
So we
It's
could
all
do
on the
that
way.
on the way to either the lake or the Wizard of Wines.
So west it is.
West it is.
Time to go ahead drunk in a field.
And make a make an insight check for me, Branwyn, because you're the map person.
Not just angry with you.
Okay. So looking over this map, you see a number of branching roads and things and stuff. Some of it's unclear. Obviously, you have marked Valaki, Lake Baratok, Kresk, the Wizard of Wines, things like that. You see something that appears like, and you can see these kind of like dotted trails off in the distance from different road splits and things. You can kind of gather they might be like side routes or, hidden trails or sneak routes or something like that. You're not quite sure what they are. but you do notice them on the map. Depending on where you would like to route to get from A to B or anywhere like that, you might be able to chart a course that could take care of multiple things on that list you all just mentioned in somewhat of an order. But again, you're not quite sure about reading this map if those are actually trails or just like drawn in routes, or
Yeah.
you did get this from a bunch of Vistani, so it's hard to
Luckily for
tell
us,
with the
luckily
scroll
for us,
experience,
we're heading to a Vistani camp first.
which is true. But
Mm,
that's what you gather with your insight. Okay,
cool.
so what you doing?
We
I
finish
am
our
gonna. Oh, go on.
we finish our meals. I was gonna
Oh,
say.
Yeah, I know.
oh, okay. While we're doing that,
Mhm.
I'm gonna look across at Gaynor and said, "I saw the thing again last night."
Like what you saw in the toy shop.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely pissed at me.
We need to learn more about this then, if it's that persistent.
Yeah. I. Much as I don't normally admit this, I'm very scared of it because somehow, even though that was a dream, it very much hurt, and I saw a doll of both Kelmar and Trovik.
That's concerning. Um, we just need more information. We haven't been able to get much on these magical dolls or anything really. All we know is that they resemble the ones that the toy maker was making,
Yes.
and he sends them off to Barovia. So that's all we really know right now.
Mm, well, something else to look out for on
Now,
the many things.
that being said, there is a man here at the inn that has, at least from my experience, had very unique items connected to him, like the collar. He might have some information that we need.
You make a good point.
If you ask me, I
Mhm.
reckon he's some washed up hero or some shit from where he's from.
Is he in the room right now, MTC?
He is not.
Okay. What's his name again? My God, I can't believe I can't forget.
Rictavio.
Octavio. There we go. Yeah.
It's always the old fuckers that seem to have the most going on.
Can I go look for Octavio?
Sure.
Sweet.
His
Guessing.
room is upstairs, just like the rest of yours. But you do recall seeing him come from the interior staircase, not the exterior one.
Right. So he's up
Right.
here somewhere.
I turned to Osgood as he's walking by. I'm like, going.
What?
You mean Ganor?
I mean, Gaynor, excuse me.
I was gonna say.
I'm looking for that interesting man, Octavio.
I gotta think. I'll join you.
I'll follow.
Different.
I am staying there, utterly exhausted.
Okay.
I'm just done.
So he's upstairs somewhere.
Yeah. So
Or
this
can I go knock on his door? Do I know which one is the door?
Yeah, there are a couple of doors.
As I start to ascend the stairs, I try to make contact with the bartender, and I just smile as I ascend the stairs.
So scroll up.
Uh-huh.
Map up.
Did you say that the bartender throws up?
No.
I
Oh, I
said
was gonna say,
scroll up
Jesus.
so you can see yourselves on the map.
So there's 3 doors up here. We were in.
You were in this room.
Oh, we were in that room originally. Okay. Yeah. And then we know the kids were in that room, right, or this room.
Kids are in that room.
Yeah. So I think they're this
It
one.
has to be down the hall.
Process of eliminations.
Right. I knock on the door. Knock.
Just a minute. You hear some shuffling and some rattling going on behind the door itself. And after a few moments, the door opens and you see Rictavio, the gray-haired gentleman. Oop. There. Door. Remove. Get out of there, door. I did the thing. I did the thing. You see
Wait, hello,
Rictavio
lady.
kind of greet the door. Hello there.
I think I met an acquaintance of yours, if you have a moment to speak.
He kind of looks over their shoulder and sees Kelma and Osgood behind. It's like, looks like I don't have much of a choice. Come in, I guess.
Oh, I'm just here to watch.
Takes a step back and kind of just like sits down on the bed. Can't go in
Oh, I wandered into the wrong room. Let me just...
there. Okay, so
So we were out and about on the town yesterday, and we went to a toys maker's shop. Wonderful man.
Blinsky's a gem. He is.
He had a monkey he said he got from you. Is that correct?
Piccolo, indeed.
Yes. He was delightful. He had an interesting collar around his neck.
He kind of looks at you. He's like, perceptive. Yes. Yes. That was a color I found in my travels before I stumbled into this land. He's got an air of bravado about him, and he's very smug about the fact that he had this magical thing, gave it to Piccolo, and that you noticed it.
So how did you stumble upon this land, then? It seems quite odd that someone of your age and relative stature, looking around him living in an inn, would have such a wondrous item.
Kind of looks around at all of you, and it's just like, I have a great many things. I have a few different wagons of things and stuff. One's at the stockyards. Another one is a little bit further off. I brought a lot of stuff here with me. I was a very well-traveled man with a very well-traveling troop. And then one day we were doing a show of sorts for a group of Vistani. We enjoyed their company. We got drunk with them. And we woke up in Barovia.
But now there's only one of you. What happened to your partners?
Let's just say the wilds of Barovia are not so forgiving. A number of them were taken upon by the wolves. A few more by other creatures of the devil.
I see.
How long have you been here?
He kind of like traces back. He's like, probably about the better part of a year.
1 year, really? Huh. What?
Make a
What of your
perception
life
check
before?
for me. Gaynor.
Make a perception check?
Yes. Make an insight check, I guess I'll say. I'll give you that.
What of your life before performing?
He says to you, Osgood, he says, I was but a humble man. I've been an entertainer for a great many, many years. At saying this, Gaynor, you get the feeling that he's not being entirely truthful. You get the sense that he's being accurate about how long he's been here and the fact that he came here with companions. But not everything is coming out clean, if that makes sense.
That's interesting. A humble man, you say, with such amazing items, interesting items. Even a well-traveled man may not come across something like that in 100 years.
You run into some very strange things out in the world, especially when you're traveling with a carnival such as mine. And I need everybody in the room to actually make a perception check for me.
Right, let's see. Yeah, 21.
Nice. Okay, so that's good. You notice that he is fiddling with a ring that's on his right hand, on his ring finger. He's just kind of like spinning it around on his hand.
Is this something like a signet ring, or?
It's a silverish ring. Nothing really fancy stands out about it, but it is an oddity that he's just kind of like flicking his ring back and forth, rolling it on his finger. It seems to
Osgood
fit well,
kind
but
of
kind of loosely.
sighs. Yeah, he kind of sighs and he looks at him. He's like, "You're an adventurer, weren't you? Or something. You don't line up. I don't know why, I don't know how, but you don't."
He kind of looks at you all, just kind of stares around the room. He says, "Shut the door." And he kind of instructs you, Osgood, to shut the door itself.
I do.
He kind of sits up on his bed a little bit, reaches over to the edge of the bed for his cane and just kind of like picks it up. He pulls on the hilt of the cane itself, and you see a small blade kind of drawn out of the hilt of this sword cane.
Ooh.
He doesn't draw the blade, he just kind of pulls back a little bit and shows you the blade itself. He's like, "You're very keen." "Yes." And he kind of like taps it back into its sheath itself. He's like, "I was indeed an adventurer. I came here with a purpose. Unlike most who come to Barovia, I came here by choice."
Immediate raised eyebrow.
You all don't look like you're servants, so
What would compel you to come to this horrid place?
I'd be a liar if I said it wasn't selfish reasons. I came to this land to get my vengeance. I'm an old man. My years escape me. I figured one of the last things I could do would be to settle my conscience. He kind of looks at you all.
Who do you wish to kill?
The devil himself?
Glance back at him.
He kind of looks at you both. He's just like, huh. Can you keep a secret?
I have many secrets.
but can you keep them? He kind of points the sword cane in sheath towards you.
Smirks, nods.
And kind of points to the other two of you and just looks at you. He's being very coy, but he seems like he's being somewhat honest. If anybody would like to make any checks, now is the time.
I would just Kamal just kind of pipes up and goes, I know a lot about revenge. Secrets, I don't care. Getting out of here is all I care about. You are on the same side of us. Not, I don't care. Speak now.
Right. I know not to get on your bad side, and he kind of shakes the cane towards you. Old man as he is, he's very keen. Kind of looks at you all. He's like, well, with a vested interest of getting rid of Strahd, and he kind of looks at you all to see if you flinch as he says the name. As none of you
Zero
flinch,
reaction.
he kind of smirks and smiles. You were right in thinking I'm not who I say I am. This form you see is a guise to allow me to travel these lands with little suspicion.
Then who are you?
Have you ever heard of the great Rudolf van Richten? I need Kelma and Gaynor to make me a history check.
Would I know anything?
Nope. Not from your realm.
Interesting.
Must be not that great.
Kind of looks at you, he's like, no? Nobody?
You just
I come
What
from
lands
a
do you hail
different
from?
planet.
You get a pass. What lands do you hail from? How have you not heard of me?
Kamal just
Doesn't
chuckles
matter.
and goes, I'm from a small town in a monastery. The only books I read are about fighting. The only people I talk to are my friends and farmers. Why would I care?
He just kind of looks around. He's like, never mind, never mind. I'm here to get revenge for my son. That is why I entered the land of Barovia. I'm here to slay the servants of Strahd.
And not the man himself.
You don't think I've tried?
Oh, I have no doubt that you have.
There's a reason I'm wearing this disguise. He kind of spins the ring around again. And
That's something we all now notice.
yeah. You all see him spin the ring as he says the word disguise.
I want to do a perception check, just kind of not at him, but just around the room and see if I see or hear anything.
Very good
trying
point.
to find something listening to you, or you?
Yeah,
what
just
do
see if anyone's listening in.
Okay, make a perception check. Go for it. Nope. As far as you can tell, nobody's listening in. He's like, so, no, I've tried and failed. And that is one of the largest black marks on my record to date. I have sought to learn all I can about the Vistani people. They're my new target.
Why are you targeting the Vistani?
Because my son was taken from me in the mortal realm by a band of Vistani. They tortured and they murdered him.
The Vistani did.
That's what I said.
It doesn't seem to
Took
line
me-
up with what we know Vistani to be.
They drink a lot. They stare at a wall.
It took me a number of years of research to find out who actually kidnapped my son. I obtained the truth from a few of the Vistani who were around my hometown. They
Yes.
Do you
bragged
know?
and they gloated.
Do you know the reason?
I believe the reason was to entice me into this land in the first place. I believe their master knew of me and wanted to do away with me.
Are you saying the Vistani work for Strahd?
Indeed. The
Kalman leans
majority
back.
of them are his servants. They're his agents.
But then why would they send us to find things to destroy Strahd?
He kind of looks at you at that.
To keep us away.
That doesn't
What
calculate.
Vistani sent you?
The madam. That's all I can remember. Shit.
Ava.
Ava?
Madam Ava, thank you. My notes are buried somewhere.
You're good. Indeed. Ava's a special case, from what I gather. Ava is not truly a Vistani. She is their elder. She runs is a poor choice of words. They listen to her intellect and her wisdom, for she is one of the oldest. But she is not truly a Vistani, nor do I believe she's truly a servant of Strahd.
So how do you tell the difference between good and bad Vistani then?
You look at their mannerisms. You look at how they act. You look how they treat people. Sometimes you can't tell a good Vistani from a bad one until you cut them in half.
Jeez.
But I know the Vistani that reside outside of Valaki are dangerous. They're arrogant. They are not of Ava's guild. They're not of her ilk.
Okay.
I
Hmm.
cannot take them on by myself, so I've been biding my time here in this inn, gathering my resources, gaining my information.
Well, you're in luck.
Do you think
Head west.
we are making our way there soon?
Kalman kind of pipes up. He goes, all makes sense. And I look over at Osgood and Gaynor. I go, you won't remember, because I'm pointing at Osgood, but pointing at Gaynor. I go, remember those ladies? And then the other. They kept laughing when I was asking who to talk to. Kept on saying the Vasani. Every time I mention it, they kept on saying that we'll find out. That's why I was getting upset at that end, because they were being very coy. And they're the only ones that could come back and forth in this hellhole. that we're
Right.
in. So it makes sense that they do favors. Very much like how merchants that travel through towns.
That seems to track.
You reckon it's because of coin?
Maybe
I reckon
coin.
it's access to,
Yeah.
access to freedom.
Yeah.
Fair.
They could do what they want as long as they do favors.
Which makes it very, very dangerous for Vistani to go against.
He kind of looks at you all. As Octavio's sitting on the bed, he's like, there's one key thing I will note, is that people who have tried to travel beyond the mists in the company of Vistani are still not allowed to leave this realm. Many a man has died being offered the promise of being able to escape if they travel with Vistani, only to meet a horrid end. Have
What
you
happens when you try?
a horrid end?
I have one more question. Seeing
There's
as
just about one more answer.
you've been here a little while and you have plenty of magical items, one of our friends has been having dreams about magical dolls. Would you know anything about that?
Not here. I haven't heard anything.
But where?
Back home, in my, he kind of looks over at Osgood, adventures, as you say. I did quite a bit of demon hunting and monster killing, I would say. I have heard of magical puppets. I've heard of entities that possess bodies and use them as puppets and dolls. I have heard of cursed creations.
Do you know of any way to stop this?
The only way that I've seen is to be strong of will and mind, or to heartburn, or to defeat the source. The entities are not always the creators of the dolls. Sometimes a doll takes an evil spirit to be its host.
We need to kill the toy shop owner?
No, so that's not always the creator, silly.
Oh.
But I mean,
Right.
if you want to
You're
go
talking
kill him,
about
I'm down.
Blinsky. He kind of looks to you. Blinsky's not a fool. He is a fool. He's a stupid man, but he's not clever enough to possess such a magic.
But what about the one-armed man?
You speak of Izek. He's
Yeah.
magically cursed. He's not powerful.
Because he was getting a doll commission that looked a lot like our friend.
You mean the beautiful brunette that came in with you? Yes.
Yes.
There are a lot of people, the devil included, who seem to have their eyes on her.
As I've noticed.
I'm sorry to draw your suspicion earlier, and he kind of looks over at Kelma. I was keeping an eye on her, wondering why in the hell she was in this town.
Fine. You had no reason to trust us. Hence why. Cautious. Trust you.
I will say, I'm up in my years, I'm old in my age, and This half-elf guise is not the real me. But I'll offer you assistance when I can, what little it may be. If you would but help me exterminate these Vistani.
Of course. I think that's where we're going next, anyways. So
Helma
I reckon.
gets a grin. He goes, "This makes you feel better, since you were mad at Vistani and devils, minions. We did beat up his bride, so she's not very happy with us. Just to say that."
His face
We-
kind of
we-
turns a little stark, and he's just like, You what now? That
Demon lady.
seems very stupid.
Hi.
I mean, you're looking at the king of stupid over here, pointing at Coma.
Yes, I would
Very
agree.
Stupid.
And I point right back to Gaynor and I go, and he helped.
I need you all to exit casually. It's far too suspicious that there are this many of us up here in this tiny ass room.
I nod and turn into a cat and leave.
The least suspicious.
Least
Person
suspicious.
enters, cat leaves. Okay,
Yep.
got it, cool.
Pretty
Cat
much.
Osgood is out. But he kind of looks at you all. He's like, "There's only one Vistani I trust," and he kind of like pauses as he like talks to you, Kalma and Gaynor. Kind of looks around. He's like, "She was an adventuring companion of mine. We hunted beasts together. Other than her, I feel they must all suffer."
What was her name?
Kind of looks at you. She was a woman named Esmeralda de Avenir. I don't think she was foolish enough to ever come to these lands. The odds of finding her here are slim to none. If she's smart, she knows to stay away. We shouldn't have a problem.
Well, thank you. Let's see what we can do to help you as much as you can help us.
You help me most by keeping my secrets. Good day. And he kind of like nods.
On my way out, I like turn to him. I'm like, by the way, Piccolo doesn't have the collar anymore. I just like bolt out.
Kind of like,
Jeez.
like, but why? That
I,
monkey is more intelligent than you could possibly imagine. Who the hell took his collar?
And I kind of chuckle. I go, the one that said I was there.
Oh, God.
And then I turn to him and go, trust me. I understand the need. It'll keep you warm at night. But remember, it'll also harm you. There's a balance. When that time comes, just make sure to do everything you can towards your goal. But don't let it destroy you, or you'll sully the name you're trying to avenge.
He just kind of looks at you and nods. And he kind of like motions you to exit the room. Okay. So, as you all exit back out onto the balcony, Rictavio, or Van Richten as we should say, shuts the door behind you, and you hear it lock and clasp twice. Back in the tavern.
And I jump off the
You wouldn't even ask.
We should probably go back downstairs and tell Gwen what we've learned. And
Yeah.
Trovik, I suppose, if he's listening.
Yeah, I was angrily.
in there just chilling. Yep. But yeah. Ow. God, that hurt. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, and as you all descend back downstairs, dragging people, doing things. There you go. Back downstairs. You kind of shuffle past some of the people and things, and then you get back to your seats. Cat Osgood walks down the steps, and nobody seems to notice that there's a cat walking around the bar now.
Yeah.
I walk up to Branwyn. I tell her that he didn't know much about the dolls, but we did get information about the Velaki outside of town and how they actually might. Or Vistani, sorry.
Velaki beyond
The
Velaki.
Velaki.
The Velaki. The Vistani outside of town, and that they may not necessarily be as kind as the ones we've recently met.
I mean, we were told that. Oh my god! Flick through notes. What were we told? I had a specific thing in mind. Nope. Okay, never mind. Not what I thought was in there. Not me.
Kelma, while everyone's sitting down, he wants to make a perception check on the bar to see if anyone kind of was like paying attention to coming down the stairs.
Absolutely, make a perception check.
Get better than 5.
Yeah, I know.
Big money, big rolls.
Oh my god, Oscar.
14. Doesn't look like anybody was overly paying attention to you all as you went up the stairs. When
Okay.
you came back down, there was a couple. The 2 hunters are in the top corner of the room as their usual seats, drinking kind of solemnly, not really doing much of anything. Osgood, as you climb up onto the
Oh, sorry,
bar
I just fell over.
and are walking around. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh, that's a check. That's a check.
Oh.
It's even worse.
Okay. As you meow on the bar top and the counter, you see almost from the second floor in the rafters area, a raven descends down and begins to peck towards your direction.
Oh god!
And
I
that
hiss
is
angrily
going
and
to be
bolt out the room.
Oh my god.
That is a 16 to hit.
What's a cat say?
That hits.
Jesus.
That is
If it's any higher than a 2, you're out of cat form.
Yep. I
6
go to
points of
Just this old man appears on the counter.
piercing damage
Hands and
as Cat Osgood reverts
God.
to
Was off
normal
the counter.
Osgood and is laying flat-faced on the bar.
Wait, is he unconscious or just flat-faced?
Well, that's fucking embarrassing.
No, he's minus 4 hit points.
Mhm.
Jesus.
Yeah, you're minus 4 actual hit points now, and you're back to Osgood on the bar.
Alright, I think we should probably leave before we cause any more commotion today.
Yes.
Kelma is literally
Agrees and leaves.
roaring laughing right now.
Gaynor is just so
Veronica kind of
annoyed.
looks at your entire group from behind the bar, and Osgood sitting on the bar.
I
That would probably be
bolt out the
best.
fucking
Yeah.
bar.
I just look at her and give her this most sorry look. And it's like, I don't even.
Don't even pretend you don't know these people, because you know these people.
Yeah, no, it's not even I don't know those people. It's like I have no idea what the hell is going on as much as her.
Just
It's
shrugging.
just completely and utterly exasperated and just, oh my god.
I'm just, I leave the bar just laughing, just hysterically.
begin to file out of the bar as a group. And you re-enter the main thoroughfare of Valaki once again. With quests in mind, off to the west, the Vistani camp in the distance, potential goals, potential allies, new plot threads, and everything else in between. That is where we're going to end this session.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey,
Did you get out of Valaki again?
Jesus Christ.
One
help me.
day we'll get out of Valaki.
One day
I
we'll get out of
swear it on my
Valaki.
soul.
Hey, but we
Game
killed another
I
vampire
just noticed
spawn.
that we have a wood
did.
chest.
You killed all of one vampire spawn. Good job.
Exactly.
Wow.
Oh my
We got some
No.
plot though.
How much
Yeah,
experience
you
did we get for that? No.
Yeah, I know. How much experience did we get for that?
200.
You got
Uh,
one
Yay!
experience.
Yes. Hey, but we
I
did
said-
I got
level.
the lessons
I
learned
said-
along the way. That was the real experience.
Yeah.
Don't jump off balconies and stop turning into a cat in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
love doing
that's
it, though. It's funny.
twice.
Exactly. But all right, guys, let me do this. Let me
Yeah,
do this
sign
sign
off.
off.
Yeah.
All right. I want to give a big thank you to everyone who's been coming into these streams and hanging out. Remember, if you ever miss a stream and you want to catch up on the story and our shenanigans, if you go to my YouTube channel, the One Shot Tavern, any stream that we do on Sundays, the VOD will be uploaded on Wednesdays, so you'll have a chance to catch up and watch. And also, I have some videos, hopefully in the works, coming out real soon for the One Shot Tavern on top of the VODs. Also, if you want to check out my news channel, my gaming news channel, you could go to Digital Boundaries and make sure you subscribe. We've been growing, almost 400 subscribers in the last 2 weeks over there. I really appreciate you guys' support. And thanks everybody for hanging out on a regular basis. You're absolutely awesome. And I hope to see you guys next Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern for more Curse of Strahd. Take care, guys.